coast. Access to Sky Harbor, retail centers, and colleges will be improved, and the region will be able to better support a growing economy and more. Keep up with the project and traffic updates at i10broadwaycurve.com and stay ahead of the curve. This message is sponsored by the Arizona Department of Transportation.
Market Wrap host Mo Ansari on creating a well-balanced portfolio.
Are you just chasing this hot stock and that hot stock? Or do you have a plan? Do you have a balanced portfolio where you have a little bit in healthcare, a little bit in technology, a little bit maybe in energy even? How much do you have in the subsectors like communication services and technology? And then you look at all the stocks within those areas and say, okay, this is the one I like and this is the one that I don't like. But you have to have that balance. And then finding the right balance depending on what you're trying to accomplish. If you're looking for income in your portfolio, maybe you want more dividend paying stocks. Or I've got 20 years, I want growth.
If you need help creating a well-balanced portfolio, call pound 250 and say, talk to Mo, or go to compact.com and click on the Get Started button. Again, from your cell phone, call pound 250 and say, talk to Mo, or visit compact.com and click on the Get Started button.
Compact Asset Management is a registered investment advisor, funds custodian, Fidelity Institutional Wealth Services, member FINRA, SIPC.
Well, Mrs. Grayer, nothing on the x-ray that pinpoints the source of the pain. Let's send you to our lumbar expert.
After reviewing the x-rays, I can't see anything wrong. Let's give you a steroid shot for the pain and send you to the lab for some blood work.
Tired of the runaround? How about trying a new approach? The holistic approach.
At the Naturopathic Physicians Group in Scottsdale, our medical doctors are experts in full spectrum care using a natural approach. Patients come in for a variety of issues, including joint pain, chronic conditions, and issues specific to men's and women's health. Our naturopathic doctors can restore pain-free joint function and restore balance in immune, digestive, and hormone systems, which often improves both immediate physical symptoms and also improves cognition and emotional stability. If traditional medicines aren't working, don't you think it's time to start feeling like yourself again? Call Naturopathic Physicians Group at 480-451-6161. That's 480-451-6161. Or go to naturopathicgroup.com.
Will Shakespeare here. Back in my day, I invented over 1,700 slang words like swagger, bedazzled, and my personal favorite, besmirch. But even I have trouble understanding slang words like yeet or bougie or
this is fire.
Actually, it is extremely smooth Shakespeare vodka.
Okay, boomer.
See what I mean? But there is one word that describes the pure quadruple distilled spirit crafted from an 8th century Polish recipe the first time you try it.
So lit.
I couldn't have said it better myself. Shakespeare vodka. So lit.
KQFN Tempe.
Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM.
And K240U Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down because it's time.
Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show.
Let's do it.
All right, everybody. It's Thursday here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Got Keon Rhodes in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, broadcasting live in the Harman Solar Studios in Scottsdale. And I have to publicly apologize for something very quickly. Uh-oh. You're not going to get me apologizing for jokes I've made. I won't do it. Okay? But I will apologize for technology that goes goofy. And
goofy technology, okay.
Yeah, it's a little awkward. I'll be honest. It is a little awkward what I have to apologize for. And that is I need to apologize to people about the fact that our fantasy football leagues all became active without my knowledge. I had nothing to do with it. Either somebody in the leagues hit the activate button or it just happened on a certain date. I don't know. But it had been done before. I was able to bring people up into the Premier League and move people from the Premier League down into other leagues. And so I hope that people, don't mind that because we said before who's going to go up and who's going to go down in these leagues. We just hadn't had a chance to actually physically make the change in those leagues. And it was awkward because I just happened to go in the Premier League. And Kevo was like, hey, I can't wait. This is going to be a great season. Rosalie Michaels says, yay. And I'm like, ooh, but you're not going to be here.
So there's no way that you can go back and change all that now that it's become active, or what?
Well, I'm going to have to do some things. I'm going to have to, find out what their league was and get them into that league, and then bring somebody up from another league. I can do all these things. I can do it. I just feel bad because people got this moment of false hope. So
yeah,
sorry. So if anybody listening needs to know who's leaving the Premier League, I can tell you that. I can fill you in on that, I guess. But I don't want to embarrass anybody either. I just feel horrible about it. I feel horrible.
Is Rosalie staying in the Premier League?
Well, yeah, she's made. But the Phoenix, tough call, Raven Kid, and this is a tough one. Conflictus Majoris. He actually had a pretty good season, but at the end of the math, he just wasn't there, and we have to have 4 teams leave, 4 teams come in. The 3 of us, Ralph and Rosalie, well, we kind of stay. So that happened, and I just feel bad about it. So it was awkward.
So the Raven Kid,
yeah,
and Conflictus Majoris,
yeah.
Wow,
Conflictus had a good season.
Yeah, man. Kicked my ass twice.
Would have been easier if the 3 of us had just done better, So it's also equally.
What is this? You speak of do better.
Awkward.
What is that? What does that mean? You're funny, Jeffrey.
I could never get a good quarterback.
Just hoping we can all do better this year.
Put together a good team, but I never got the quarterback right.
I mean, I was in the playoffs. I mean, at least I had that going for me, but
yeah, I'm glad one of us was.
Boogie says, I volunteer as tribute for the Premier League. That's not how it works, Boogie. You just stay down in your loser league where you are.
Sorry, Boogie.
Wilbur says, since the Diamondbacks are already 43 games out of first place and there's really no sports to talk about right now, there's plenty of sports, Wilbur. There's plenty of sports. So I'm not going to engage in your point of conversation there that you're trying to get me to say, and I'll tell you why. Save that for a day we're really desperate. Okay, save that. Thunder Snow says, kick out Ralph, the bandwagon jumper. Yeah, but he's the sponsor that ponied up all the money that we pay the winners.
Yeah, there's that.
So sorry, Keon, you got to go.
Oh, no. But I just got here.
Like I said, it's awkward. It's just awkward. So we'll sort all that stuff out, and sorry about that. 888-368-1580. So there's a lot of stuff going on that we're going to talk about today. We got the NBA conference finals. We've got the PGA Tour currently in effect right now. The Diamondbacks are going to be playing here shortly, and a bunch of NFL stuff. But let's start the show with Nick Saban just flapping his yapper there. And what sparked this? What caused Nick Saban to start just talking a lot of, I don't know, truth, crap? I don't know.
I mean, it's a combination of truth and crap, and what started him on it.
Let's fill everybody in on what he said before we get too deep, though. Nick Saban, he came out just firing all cannons, specifically at Texas A&M. He says he was lamenting the fact that Alabama there is second in recruiting. He says we're second in recruiting last year. A&M was first. A&M bought every player on their team, made a deal for name, image, likeness. We didn't buy one player, all right? But I don't know if we're going to be able to sustain that in the future because more and more people are doing it. It's tough. Well, that started off a brush fire, and he started naming names and other people. He had talked about old Deion Sanders College, and stuff. So now, Keon, go ahead. What the hell happened? And is he telling the truth? Is he right? Is he wrong? Because he is pissing off a lot of people.
I think he is telling the truth in that, I think a lot of these schools, and they're not necessarily supposed to do this, but again, how do you police it? A lot of these schools are pitching to these players, look, you come here, we'll hook you up with the right people, with the right businesses, with the right companies, and we'll be able to slap your face on a product and make you some money. And it's been working. It's been incredibly effective. And Nick Saban, I think, is frustrated with this because, Nick Saban wants to recruit the old fashioned way, but that's gone. It's dead. We're not going back to that basically ever again. And I think that somebody like Jimbo Fisher heard that accusation that Texas A&M bought every player with NIL. First off, I don't think that that's fair to say that they're buying them. If you're able to, hook some players up with a deal, to me, that's part of the pitch now. That's part of what you have to build into your recruiting. I wouldn't say that that's buying, but Nick Saban is, of course, going to see it that way because the world that he was on top of, the hill that he was the king of, that's changing. But I think to go after Jimbo Fisher is probably the wrong guy, just because Jimbo Fisher has been an incredible recruiter his entire life. I mean, he put together top recruiting classes when he was at Florida State. And even when he got to Texas A&M, the recruiting immediately got better. And that was before NIL. So now that you've got the NIL stuff here, I just think Nick Saban is lashing out.
Well, so was he right to go after Deion Sanders? He said Jackson State paid a guy $1 million last year who was really good, a Division I player to come to their school. It was in the paper. They bragged about it. Nobody did anything about that.
Well, again, it's the NIL stuff. So the Jackson State did not pay anybody. They got that player hooked up with a business that wanted to sponsor that player. And Deion Sanders has been on the record as saying, like months ago, even he was in an interview with 24/7 Sports where he was saying, I want to prepare guys for the NFL. I don't want to prepare guys for NIL. If they get some NIL and it's good for them, fine. But Deion's trying to pitch NFL to guys. We're trying to say, hey, come to Jackson State. I know we're an HBCU, we're a smaller school, but if you come here, I've been in the NFL. I know what it takes to get there. You can do that too. So Deion's also probably not the guy to go after because these are the two guys, Jimbo and Deion, who talk back.
Yeah, he says, you best believe I'll address the lie, Coach Saban told. I was awakened by my son, sent me the article saying we paid Travis Hunter $1 million to play. We as people don't have to pay our people to play with our people. And then Travis Hunter tweeted out, I got $1 million, but my mom still stays in a 3-bedroom house with 5 kids. Okay. So, all right. So here we are, this full on mess. You're telling me Nick Saban is at least telling the truth as he knows it, at least as he sees it. And so why aren't these guys firing back, clarifying that what the truth is?
Well, I think that Jimbo Fisher did. He called together a very quick, a news conference, visibly upset. Listen, Jimbo Fisher was one of the assistants with Nick Saban for years. And I'm sure this caught him off guard as well. There's no way that Nick Saban could have done more damage if he lobbed a grenade into Jimbo Fisher's house. He completely ruined Jimbo Fisher, who was upset and hurt by these comments. He fired back quick. He just says, look, there's nothing true about this. It's despicable. He called Saban a narcissist and, accused him of not being on top. And
Can I say something about that press conference real fast, though, Randy? Sure. I don't know what behavioral scientists, read into this. You know how they say, if you're going to lie, you're going to look at a different direction, that kind of thing. The micro tells. Kind of remember that show Lie to Me with what's his name? Tim Roth. And so he's giving this press conference. Jimbo Fisher intentionally finds the middle camera and he stares right into it and he starts saying, I did not have sex with I did not pay those players.
He wanted to send a message. He wanted to make sure that Nick Saban, looking at his television and seeing this response, was getting the message that Jimbo Fisher was firing directly back at him, and he was hurt and he was pissed off by this accusation that he had bought this recruiting class.
And Jimbo Fisher has been in front of the media before at the highest levels. This dude won a national championship. He knows where the cameras are in the room.
When you protest too much,
when you're trying to send a message. I mean, but I don't have any evidence of that. All I know is that from watching college football and watching Jimbo Fisher recruit in years past, prior to NIL, Jimbo Fisher's been a damn good recruiter. He's been good at hitting the trails and convincing guys to go play for him. And I just think that that's an unfair accusation to make of Jimbo Fisher to say that they were paying players using NIL when that's just NIL. Like,
to be honest, you'd have to pay me to play for a guy named Jimbo.
Well,
not in the South, you don't.
And I respect what you're saying, Keon, but in all actuality, they are paying players. They are setting up deals with sponsors to bring these players in. I mean, this is part of the recruiting process.
Making sure players get paid is different than paying players. But
I understand what you're saying, but the bottom line is that, I mean, they're setting up these guys with lucrative contracts. So and so is going to be an All-American running back. We're going to set him up with a car dealership and this, that, and the other, and make it easy for him to make the decision to come.
Saban is alluding that what they are doing is improper when it's actually allowed right now.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. It's the way he's phrasing the argument makes it seem like Jimbo Fisher, is doing some ill deeds.
And now what the schools can't be the ones to go up to the players and say, hey, we've got some NIL stuff for you. But in terms of those groups being on campus, those booster groups already being there and at the ready, if you don't factor that into your recruiting right now, if that's not part of the math, you're done. And Nick Saban obviously has been doing this for a long time. He knows that that's what this is, but he is lashing out because the NIL stuff has been going a little bit better for some of the programs that were more prepared for it. But how do you tell which person got NIL on their own versus which school went out and set it up? And that's why I think that that's an unfair accusation for Nick Saban to make, because Bryce Young, his own quarterback, immediately got to Alabama and had $1 million NIL deal. And that was just his first one. I don't know what else that he got, but he got set up with a nice stuff going on with Mercedes or was it BMW? It was BMW of Tuscaloosa, Alabama, set him up with $1 million the day he showed up on campus. Damn. So I don't think that Nick Saban gets to be the guy, in the glass house throwing rocks. He doesn't.
Exactly right.
His guys are getting paid too. It's not like Nick Saban I was just pure recruiting and nobody, we never got anybody an NIL deal. And I don't know how long we can keep this up. Nick, stop.
We have seen the last commercial with Saban and Deion Sanders.
I think you're probably right, but it's like you've said before. It's the old, counter. He's trying to get the light off of him so he can continue to recruit all of these number one, these blue chippers from across the country and bring light onto everybody else. It's the old counterplay, right? It's the old switch, jive and switch. You know what I mean? So
look over there. Look over there.
Yeah.
Fed fan says Saban's just doing his old man get off my lawn impersonation there. He says Saban needs to remember, yet he who is without sin cast the first stone, says Fed fan.
And Nick Saban, a lot of fantastic things as a football coach. Without sin is not one of them, especially when it comes to matters of players getting improper benefits at the University of Alabama.
Twitty says, how many publishers reached out to Jimbo Fisher today? First question for Saban should be hot or kettle? 888-368-1580. Let's see here. Sheriff Tom says it's a setup for November 8th. Looking for ratings and sports betting. That's why. I'm sorry, October 8th. So
October, is that when Alabama meets A&M?
Mm-hmm. You think this is all just for that, Sheriff Tom? That they're just talking and
well, no, because Nick Saban gets paid regardless. I mean, Nick Saban is obviously in the Affleck commercials. I think he gets $9.5 million.
I don't mind the conspiracy theory though. I mean, he's right. Now this is going to be a hugely watched game, isn't it?
They already hate each other. I don't know how much more the ratings could have gone up. They were already going back and forth with words before, and Nick Saban did try to walk his comments back. But hey, if you're Jimbo Fisher and you hear those comments, if you had a problem with me, you didn't pick up the phone and call me, I'm going to respond to you with a press conference. I don't really care what you have to say next. And that's why this has escalated to the point that it is.
Mr. Pink Eye says he's got an easy fix. He says, expand the Premier League. We can't expand it any more than it is. 12's the bare maximum. I can't take any. I know we could probably expand it to 14, but well, that's not fun for anybody, is it? 14's too many. Can't do it. Berg says, afternoon, guys. What a game in Calgary. I feel like he's talking about hockey.
He is talking about hockey.
The Flames, the Flames and crap. I forgot who they play. The Flames. Oh, the Oilers. What a game. Wow.
The Houston Oilers?
No, the
Edmonton Oilers.
Edmonton Oilers and the Calgary Flames. What a game.
Big George says, hey, gentlemen, happy Thursday. I think Ralph, the Phoenix sports hater, should be forced to go down to the lesser leagues. Rosalie can stay because she actually helps the fourth dimension.
Well, Ralph helps the fourth dimension too if you win money
You guys need to get off Ralph's wagon here because he's the guy that writes the checks for the winners.
We
and
do
our
this-
sponsor.
Yeah, we do this show at the Harmon Solar Studios. Just
Mhm.
so you know,
I mean, he doesn't own Harmon Solar, but he has some influence. Blissful Hayes says, good afternoon, Jeffrey, Randy, Keon, Fourth Dimension. Colleges and their wealthy alumni have been paying players for a long time. Now it's
Yep.
legal. So where's the
Yep.
problem? Not sure why Saban's even lashing out.
Well, because he's the number 2 recruiting class in the
boo-hoo.
country and no longer number 1. And he's a narcissist. He wants to be number 1.
Well, that's what
It's
Jimbo
all
Fisher
about-
said, but
It's all about
Are you
being
sure?
number 1.
look,
Hell yeah.
is
Hell
he a
yeah.
narcissist?
I would be
Oh, yeah.
more inclined to say so than not. And if for no other reason than he's at least
Okay.
if I downgrade him from narcissist, I would say Nick Saban is at least a little bit hypocritical. When things work out for Nick Saban is fine and hunky dory. When things are not working out for Nick Saban, he can't stand it. And I'll give you an example. Nick Saban in 2016 was complaining that Ohio State made the college football playoff because Ohio State made the college football playoff after losing their conference title game. The next year, Alabama loses the conference title game to Georgia, and they still make the college football playoff. And Nick Saban is about, we earned our spot in and we handled our business and we beat all the teams. And I agreed that Ohio State and Alabama should have made it both years because I thought that they were one of the 4 best teams in the country. But Nick was being hypocritical there when it didn't work out for him, when it was, we might have to play Ohio State and I don't want to play them. It was complaining. And when it did work out for him, all of a sudden it was merit and we did it by handling our business. That is how Nick Saban functions.
That sounds like a hypocrite. Is that a narcissist, though?
Well, Nick Saban has a basketball game that he likes to play with his assistant coaches. And I don't know if it still goes on, but there have been several assistant coaches that have come out and talked about Coach Saban's basketball games. And he goes into these basketball games where he's in the gymnasium and he has his team. He brings his team in there. He's got his guys. He picks the best guys from the coaching staff, former basketball players, that sort of thing, to be on his team. And of course, Nick Saban is the one that calls the fouls when there's a foul. And of course, he does not foul anybody. And that is a true story.
He's Putin.
He is a narcissist to the letter.
Hold on. If I could choose the best players, I would. So would you. But and then when you get to the foul stuff and the way he's acting, now you're getting into that.
But even the choosing the best players, it's like if we're going to play pretty regularly, are we going to randomize this thing? Or are you just always going to have the best players on your team?
If I can get away with it, I get the best players.
And see, to me,
I'm not a narcissist, but
I don't. You know what? I like fair. I like everybody getting an opportunity to play with everybody else. I mean, I don't. Look, I know the thing to do if you want to be a winner is to get the best guys on your team. But I gotta tell you, I mean, to me, that just reeks of narcissist. Got to be the best. Got to be number 1.
It's not about being the best. I just want the best players. You know, if I can get away with that, you would do the damn same thing.
Are you saying that I would not be on your basketball team? Is that what you're saying?
Sure, you would.
I'm not the best basketball player.
I didn't say I was picking you first. I did not say I was picking you first. I'm counting on you being there in later rounds, but I'm going to have you on the team. All right, let's take a break. We'll come back and we'll move on to other things. We got NBA, Major League Baseball, and stuff. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
This is Brent Musburger's Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic. Heads up, sports bettors. Right now, you can try VSiN All Access free for 30 days with no credit card required. Visit vsin.com/free month to sign up now.
Playoff action tonight. First off in the NBA, Game 2 of the Eastern Conference Finals, Celtics and Heat in Miami. Miami leads the series of 1-0, and they are favored by 3.5 points in tonight's game. The over-under has been set at 207. Stanley Cup playoffs tonight, Lightning and Panthers. Tampa Bay leads the series 1-0. Florida playing on their home ice. They are -160 favorites, over-under 6.5. And the Blues and Avalanche will play in Denver. Colorado leads that series 1-0. Colorado a -240 favorite, over-under at 6.5 goals. For the latest odds all the time, visit vsin.com. I'm Matt Pauley on Arizona's sports betting station, 1580 The Fanatic.
This is Aaron Warby, host of the Bulls and the Bears Radio Hour. In the show, we try to teach the tools, rules, and strategies that traders and investors need to do better with their wealth and portfolio income. But most of the time, an hour is just not long enough. At Online Trading Academy, we believe that the average person should be given the tools, rules, and strategies that Wall Street's elites have been using for years to outperform others. Are you one of the millions that have recently established a trading account? Or have you always wanted to trade or take a more active role in guarding and growing your own wealth, but have not had the know-how or confidence? We want to invite you out to a complimentary 3-hour power trading and investing workshop, where you'll learn what it is that the professionals use to limit their risks and maximize their possible gains in both trading and investing. To register, call 8448-TRADER. That's 844-887-2337, or text the word stocks to 25029. Again, that's stocks to 25029. Reserve your seat now.
Hey, is this line secure?
Franco's cybersecurity firm secured a contract, and that's all we're allowed to say.
We have a green light on hiring.
He needs web security professionals with a military background.
3 teams of 4, 24-hour rotations, but Protocol Zulu is on a need-to-know basis.
Indeed can help him hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed, you do. You can schedule and conduct virtual interviews right from the Indeed dashboard, so you can stay organized and connected all the way to the hire. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Your home has gone way up in value, but have you taken advantage of it? This is Rob Canier with a phenomenal opportunity to tap into some of your home equity, earning tax-free income and eliminating your mortgage payment while staying in your home as long as you want. With home prices leveling off, don't wait to learn more about the new reverse mortgage. This is a safe and proven money saving and tax-free income opportunity for homeowners age 62 and older. Call me, Reverse Rob, and learn more today at 602-REVERSE. That's 602-738-3773, or download my app by searching Retire Right with Reverse Rob.
Come join the fun as Kasai Japanese Steakhouse presents its first annual Fire and Fairways charity golf tournament, Monday morning, June 6th at Silverado Golf Club in Scottsdale. Proceeds go to support Arizonans for Children, helping foster kids since 2002. Entries just $150, includes contest prizes, raffles, plus a fabulous lunch and drink celebration at Kasai Japanese Steakhouse in Scottsdale. You can help. They need sponsors, golfers, and prize donations. And you can win a 2-year car lease from Coulter Cadillac. Go to fireandfairways.com. That's fireandfairways.com today.
We just can't help it. We have to do it. It's in our DNA. At 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, we have to bring you the most epic moments in sports.
NCAA football, NASCAR racing, Arizona Mariners football, golf, Vegas Lakers, March Madness, NFL playoffs, and the Super Bowl.
Yeah, we can't help it. We are 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
It's Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. FedPen says a narcissist is a person who has excessive interest in admiration of themselves. Well, I'm not a narcissist. I just want to have the best team. It's just fun, you know. If I have control over having the best team, you would too. Everybody would. But beyond that, of course, I understand what you're saying. But
yeah, that's why every time I've ever played pickup ball, you don't leave that up to one guy. You know, you go and you know, shoot for it, have captains, something, so you balance the thing out, and not just have one guy going up. All the best players over here.
Yeah, I think I want the best players over here. At least I'm honest about it. I won't get it because I also, you know, I'll play fair. If somebody's like, wait a second, oh yeah, let's do this. Let's do a pick 'em. I'm like, okay. I wouldn't. But if I get away with it, I would. You know, nope. Here we go. I get that guy, that guy, that guy. You can get whatever you want. Yeah.
But don't you think at this point in his life and in his career, do you think Nick Saban is fearful? Insecure about being knocked from the mountaintop, being the top dog in college football, and now with this NIL, I mean, who knows who's going to emerge? It could be a Southern Cal, it could be a Jackson State, it could be Grambling. Who the hell knows? I mean,
he could retire a very wealthy man right now.
Well,
and the fact that now you're getting into the woods of his narcissism, if it is a thing that. He's trying to protect this legacy that he talks about himself in the third person kind of thing.
Well, I mean, why else would he be saying something about this if he's not. To me, it drips of insecurity that he's not going to be able to compete with these other schools, especially some of these young coaches that are charismatic and they've got these boosters on their side. And, these people have millions of dollars like Oklahoma State and Texas and, all these teams that have millions of dollars in booster money that are, flowing into these programs. And now they can use that as money to pay players to come and play there.
Yeah. So, Nick Saban is pissing everybody off, whining because he's worried he's not going to get the kind of players he needs to do what he needs to do. And all right, so what? So who gives a crap?
I mean, the reason why he's doing it too is not just to hear himself talk. He's also doing it because he's thinking I might have some influence in how this works, and I think it's backfiring. It's not.
There's no sheriff in town anymore. The NCAA is in its own mess, in its own litigation, and it's whatever you want to call it, is decline, it's change, it's whatever. So who is he talking to? Who's he talking to that's going to change anything right now?
I mean, right now, it's got nothing to do with the NCAA on that front. I don't think the NCAA could have the power to stop anybody, even if they wanted to, which it doesn't appear that they do. They just really clarified who is and isn't a booster, and the boosters should not be contacting players until players have reached campus. Outside of that, the NCAA is not really interested in policing anything. I mean, this is a lot to do with the PR thing of just, if I make all of these schools look bad, if I make all of these schools look like, yeah, you guys have to be the ones stooping to pay players. Meanwhile, we're the only ones doing it the right way, which again, they're not.
Players don't care about this.
Yeah, players don't care about it, but it's a desperation move. That's really what it is. It's just the same way that a coach will, after a poorly officiated game, he'll take the fine and address the media and talk about the officiating. It's just an attempt to try and make some waves and stem the tide and make it move in another direction. But that's not going to work this time.
So you guys believe players don't care about this NIL situation and what school they should go to?
They do care about that, but they don't care that Nick Saban accused Texas A&M.
Yeah, all they want to know is what can you do for me? What can you do for me getting to the NFL? That's all the players care about. So they don't care about Nick Saban's whining. They don't care what his accusations are. It has no effect on them coming in. So he's not going to recruit better having made these claims. So,
well, I don't know. I think with the advent of the NIL, I think it has changed the course of college football recruiting. I think it has changed the entire surface of the recruiting landscape. I think these guys now are armed with something they haven't had before, that they've had to walk around in shadows before. They had to have secret phone calls and secret meetings. You know what I mean?
And now they had to have a bag man.
Well, and now they can walk in and say, look, we have all these opportunities. I mean, we've got, I'm using ASU. We've got Don Sanderson Ford. We've got the Coors, distribution center here.
But clearly we're bad at it.
Well, I'm saying
we didn't mobilize our boosters the way that other schools did immediately when they knew this was coming down the pipe.
The point I'm trying to make is these big schools that have these boosters, Michigan. Oh my God, Michigan. Are you kidding me? Ohio State. These guys can walk in there and they have millions of dollars to say, you have the opportunity to make blank. You know what I mean? $10 million over your college career. Oh my God. Of course these kids will go there.
Speaking of Ohio State, how about Ryan Day's contract? 2 years, $9.5 million a year. Does that mean who's the highest paid college coach right now? Is it Saban?
I think it's Nick Saban. Yeah, I think it is.
It's either Nick Saban or Dabo Swinney.
Dabo Swinney. Up and over. Yeah, it would work better if you're in the studio. But still, so why is Ryan Day's contract remarkable, Keon?
I mean, it's pretty remarkable because he hasn't won a championship. So yeah, I mean, what you're doing with Ryan Day is you're paying him like a championship level coach, and the assumption is he's going to win one. But it's really difficult when you get to that upper echelon to top those four remaining teams and get the job done.
He must be good with the NIL.
He is, but he also, again, he's another one of these guys that was a really good recruiter before the NIL. The kind of guy that'll go in and sort of ingratiate himself with the family and say, you know, mom, dad, you send your kid here. I can get them into the league. That is a pitch that Ryan Day has been great at, especially with the way he builds offenses and the kind of numbers that guys put up in a Ryan Day offense. You walk into a house and say, hey, I can get your kid in the league. All you're doing now with the NIL is just adding money to that. But it's I don't want to say
like all you gotta do is
rare.
ingratiate yourself to the accountant, you know.
But you write a check like that for somebody. What you're saying is this guy's going to win us a championship.
Well, I mean, my opinion is Ryan Day, although probably a pretty good football coach, he's the last contact with Urban Meyer, who Urban Meyer brought a championship to Ohio State. Urban Meyer was a god at Ohio State. Yeah, you can say a lot about what happened afterwards. You can
Did
say
Ryan Day kick any kickers?
Well, I don't know.
No, not to my knowledge. Not to my knowledge. And actually, the highest paid is Lincoln Riley.
He's that last contact with Urban Meyer, the college football god.
So how much does Lincoln Riley make then?
Lincoln Riley is estimated around 10 plus million. We don't have the exact.
Oh, so Ryan Day is close.
He is close. He's that vaulted him into the top 5.
Okay, so all right, let's see the Urban Meyer situation there. So does Ryan Day? Does he like to dance and grind with girls in bars?
And again, not that I've seen. Ryan Day is more of the. He comes across as the nerdy guy. The game is over, and Ryan Day goes back into his office to drop some more offensive schemes. That's how Ryan Day comes across. So no, not likely to be found in a bar grinding on somebody.
So he's getting paid on potential. All right. I got you. And also the fact that it's Ohio State and they probably already have a pretty good pipeline going. So Fed fan says, Jeffrey, you thought your FedEx experience sucked. Well, guess what happened to me? I've been waiting all day to get my e-bike because I have to sign for it. And then turns out the knuckleheads at FedEx sent my bike to Chandler. Yeah, my e-bike is closer to you, Jeffrey, than it is me.
Oh, boy.
She says, I hate FedEx. Well, of course you do. You used to work for UPS. Of course, it's already there. But the thing is, I'm not, now you got to worry about, did they throw your e-bike at somebody else's porch? And now they got to pick it up and throw it again back into the truck. Then they got to throw it again down onto your porch. And I would know
it'll work. That's what I want to know.
I would just, if they accidentally delivered your e-bike to my house, I would write it to you. I would just then you'd have to give me a ride on the handlebars back. That whole thing would have to happen. Just
on the handlebars? Really?
Well, yeah.
How else is he supposed to get back?
It's either me or her on the handlebars.
Well, the handlebars are not, even when I was a kid, I hated riding on the handlebars.
Sometimes you get a ride on the handlebars.
We used to get those pegs. You would put them in, the rear wheel, and you would stand on that, hold your buddy's shoulders. That's the way you go, there.
Well, I don't know if she has any pegs
on the damn handlebars. That hurt.
She shouldn't have to pay for pegs.
I don't know about you, but it hurt me.
Yeah, I don't remember any huge unpleasantness, but yeah, a lot of times you try to balance it on the pegs.
For a guy that's always talking about, the way he's built. I would think it would be excruciating for you.
Yeah, I remember I was a skinny kid. But now, now
it was excruciating for me.
Well, I don't know. I don't get to ride on the handlebars anyway, since Chandler's not here. So good luck with that, Fed fan. Sorry about that. 888-368-1580. So is anybody paying attention to the PGA Championship? I know we've had the updates all day long here on 1580 The Fanatic. And I know that Rory McIlroy, my Irish friend, he's winning the damn thing. And
he went off early this morning. He was in like the first group out, him and Tiger Woods and Justin Spieth. I've been watching it all day. On and off. I've been running through the house watching it, and it's as I expected. But they've got some wind coming in this Saturday and Sunday. They've got like a storm coming through there. Matt Kuchar is up there at -3. Will Zalatoris at -4. Who cares about Tiger?
Tiger is tied for 108th.
I've
know,
heard
that's
about
not
Tiger
good.
all damn day long. Who cares? Tony Finau's tied for 15th. Pat Kazire.
What happened
he's
to
at
Tiger
-2.
though? Why? What's going on
Who
with
cares?
Tiger?
Xander Schauffele, that's your guy. He's a -2.
He's at +4, and so Tiger's got a 74. This is why he's in grave danger of being cut. But
Scotty
he's
Scheffler,
in the
number
same.
one. Yeah,
he's in the same group as Rory McIlroy and Spieth. Spieth
probably
he
won't
did-
be tomorrow, but
the guy I was
and
really
Spieth
looking
isn't
at.
playing well either.
The guy I was really looking at was Scotty Scheffler. That's your guy that won the Phoenix Open, Jeffrey. He's a -1. He's tied for 15th right now.
Yeah, but what is your deal with Tiger Woods now? Why
who
is it another?
cares? He's a plus.
He's not
97.
Shohei Ohtani.
Who the hell cares? Tiger. ESPN. That's all they say is Tiger.
That's not all we're going to say, but I
there's
do want to talk about
47
it.
other golfers.
I don't care
plus
about them.
that are ahead of Tiger Woods.
I don't have a bet on any of them.
Oh my God! Today, when they started this thing, poor Tiger was walking from the parking lot into the clubhouse carrying his damn clothes, and they had a camera on him. I mean, if I'm Tiger Woods, I'm like, get away from me, man.
I mean, you've got to watch that Tiger Woods documentary because they have a few moments, and there's small moments where Tiger's looking at the number of cameras that are on him, and he is just, I wish I was anywhere else.
Well, he got annoyed with the camera today. There's the camera. He was coming up. I guess he had a drive onto the green there, and he's like, could you just give me a little more space? Could you just back off a little bit? He had to tell him Warren a couple times.
I mean, ESPN, not only have they put the damn PGA championship behind the paywall, so you got to pay, what is it, $5 or $6 or whatever to get their ESPN Plus, which I hate, by the way, and I'm not going to do it. But they also have like 37 cameras, and all the announcers are trained on Tiger Woods and what he's doing. Meanwhile, Rory McIlroy is at -5.
Listen,
you don't
my
hear about Rory
curiosity.
McIlroy.
My curiosity is about McIlroy because yes, he's killing it. Go Irish! But I also am curious about Tiger Woods. It's not my fault that ESPN has puked Tiger Woods all over your screen and on your internet. But we didn't need to spend much time talking about it. The only thing I can observe is he's 4 over. He's got a 74, and he's in danger of being cut, and that's kind of a shame. And it's a real shame for a guy who put on a serious bet. He put $20,000 to win $1.2 million if Tiger Woods wins the PGA Championship. So yeah, I'm a little interested in there.
Who put that? You put that down?
No, some moron. I didn't do that. I went and put $20,000 for Tiger to win. I don't have that kind of confidence. I thought he would be doing better than he was today. I didn't say he was going to win
I thought
this weekend.
Outside of Rory McIlroy, I thought that whole group was going to do a whole lot better than they're currently doing. Rory's tied for 65th, and he's 2 over. So
I got to tell you guys, a couple of guys to watch for, in my opinion. A couple of guys to watch for is Abraham Answer, who's at -3 right now, and
he's good.
This guy seems to be hanging around lately. I would watch for him, and don't count out what's his name, Scheffler, Scotty Scheffler.
Well, Schaffel is right there tied for 6. Where's Scheffler? I keep scrolling. I don't see him.
But he's only -1. He's -1 right now, and he's on the 12th. He's -1. And another guy I feel good about is Justin Thomas. He's also -1. He's on 14 right now. Those are guys that if I'm you, I'm watching these guys, and I would watch them very closely. If there's going to be some stormy high winds coming in, they're talking about 10 to 20 mile an hour with gusts up to 30 or 35 miles an hour on Saturday and Sunday. So the course is going to change. You're going to have to watch out. And whoever can get out in front, stay way out in front, and maintain when the winds come, that's the guy. And I still think Scotty Scheffler is a guy to watch. Justin Thomas is a guy to watch. This thing is not over by far. And
John Daly had a nice start.
Well, he did it, and for a while he was at -2, but dear God, he sunk to the bottom here pretty quick.
It was the pants. We got to take a break. When we come back, we'll talk a little bit more about this, but we also have NBA Western Conference final action to talk about. And of course, we'll talk about tonight's game too. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Hey, is this line secure?
Franco's cybersecurity firm secured a contract, and that's all we're allowed to say.
We have a green light on hiring.
He needs web security professionals with a military background.
3 teams of 4, 24-hour rotations, but Protocol Zulu is on a need-to-know basis.
Indeed can help him hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed, you do. You can schedule and conduct virtual interviews right from the Indeed dashboard, so you can stay organized and connected all the way to the hire. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Public service announcement, Summit Male Medical. Guys often confuse erectile dysfunction with low testosterone. They are 2 different issues with 2 separate treatments. ED is simply a blood flow issue. Low T is a health issue. Symptoms include lack of muscle mass, gaining a few pounds, low energy, irritability, low libido. At Summit Medical, we treat both because we're experts at both. We have been here in the Valley since 2008. We treated tens of thousands of patients, not only from here, but all over the country, coming to us specifically. And compare our pricing with others. We are the low price leaders. And combine that with the most experienced staff in the business for ED and PE treatments, and that is an unbeatable combination. We dare you to compare. Please do. So if you're having intimacy issues, please let us show you how we can help you tomorrow if you call today. 480-398-1000 or go to summitmalemedical.com. It will be the best call you ever make.
Market Wrap listeners, join Mo Ansari on Tuesday, May 24th in Scottsdale for his free Lunch and Learn seminar. He'll discuss the war in Ukraine, rising interest rates, inflation, and how it's impacting the markets. He'll also share his outlook for the global equity markets and answer your financial questions. That's Tuesday, May 24th in Scottsdale for the free Lunch and Learn seminar. You can also make an appointment to meet with him on Wednesday, May 25th. Register now at compact.com. That's COMPAK.com. Or dial pound 250 on your cell phone and say, talk to Mo.
Compact Asset Management is a registered investment advisor, funds custodian, Fidelity Institutional Wealth Services, member FINRA SIPC.
A sapiosexual is a person who's attracted to intelligence. Do you choose brains over beauty? Like mind over muscle? Prefer Shakespeare?
To be or not to be?
To a puppeteer?
Hey, which one's the dummy?
So if you are sapiosexual and your current conversation is about to get, shall we say, intellectually stimulating, reach for Shakespeare Vodka, a thoughtfully engineered spirit with pure, smooth flavor that tastes like poetry in a bottle. Shakespeare Vodka, the taste of intelligence.
This is Brian Musburger. Don't miss Betting Across America, Saturdays at 11 a.m. right here on Arizona Sports Betting Station, 1580 and 99.3, The Fanatic.
Back. I thought there'd be another Mo Ansari spot. Sorry, I was just waiting. 888-368-1580 is the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Talking about the PGA Championship and some knucklehead who put $20,000 to win $1 million if Tiger Woods wins the championship here. And yes, it's 60 to 1. That's what that ticket pays. $1.2 million.
Well, I mean, it's only the first round, guys.
I would never do that.
Anything can happen here. Tiger can have a huge day tomorrow. He could take advantage of the course. Yes, to be in contention, yes. But he could have a huge day tomorrow. I've seen guys -4 on day one come back and win the damn thing. And, we're talking about a lot. Dustin Johnson is at +2 right now. And I would have thought Dustin Johnson would have been ready for the PGA. Hideki Matsuyama, he's buried. He's at tied 70 +2. A lot of these guys that are great golfers on day one, they're just kind of feeling the course out. They're kind of seeing what's going on, and they know where the pin positions are for tomorrow. So right now, if they're done golfing, they're at the hotel or whatever. They've gone to the range. They've worked out some kinks, and now they're at the hotel, and they're kind of going, okay, the pin's going to be here. How do I approach this? a lot of these guys are really thinking about this is the PGA. There's $12 million on the line here. So these guys are working after hours on this, and it wouldn't surprise me to see Tiger and Matsuyama and Dustin make a comeback. And Jordan Spieth too.
I put all my money on Sergio Garcia. So,
oh my God, as you should. I won the Masters. I don't know if you notice.
He's tied for 29th. It says EE12.
See, you know what that means?
No, E. Not
you know
C.
what that means? You know what that means?
No.
Excellent. Because I'm going to come back and I'm going to take the lead tomorrow because I won the Masters one time before. And
I
tonight,
thought you left the PGA for the Saudi thing.
oh no, that's next week. This is last week was 2 weeks to go. This is 1 week.
So
And
you
then
gave 2
next
weeks
week-
notice.
Yeah, I gave them 2 weeks.
Okay.
I notified them 2 weeks.
Thank you,
And
sir.
I will be going to the LIV.
So Keon, what does that mean? EE and then 12 on the thing that I'm looking at on the standings.
On the standing,
and then
that
12.
that might mean that he is even overall and even today in the tournament.
Uh-huh.
And he's gone through 12
12
holes so
holes.
far.
Okay.
Mhm.
So why don't they have his score on there so far?
Jeffrey, that is my score.
That is the score.
Even. I'm even. That means I haven't. I'm not under par. I'm not over par. I'm even. I'm in striking distance.
But
my
everybody
friend.
else has a score next to their thing.
And, if you look
Brendan
around,
Steele is EEF
there are other
70.
people. There are other people on here that are even as well. You can see.
Oh, I mean, I don't know where you're looking, but I guess if they're done for the day, that's probably why they have a
Well,
score.
that's an F. That finished. F means finished, I think.
Yeah. So I don't know why his score's not up there.
Did you see that kid, that guy from that kid for a 39-year-old from GCU? He's out there on the course.
Oh, what's his name?
Oh, hell,
GCU
what's his
guy.
name?
I don't know. I've only been. I put a lot of money on Sean McCarty, so that's the only one that is interested in me right now.
Sorry.
Yeah. What do you mean? Sorry.
Sorry.
He's going to win the whole damn thing.
Uh-huh.
Old Sean McCarty.
I'm trying to think of that guy from GCU. It's what is his name? Oh, damn.
Is it Jesse Mueller?
Jesse Mueller.
Is it Mueller? Is it Mueller? I
Mueller.
think it might be Mueller. Yeah.
Mueller. Oh.
I think you're right, Keon.
Yeah, on CBS Sports says he's Arizona State actually.
Teriyaki
Well,
asks if
he's
John
wearing
Daly will
GCU's.
make the cut tomorrow.
No.
John Daly is in better shape than Tiger Woods, so Randy also probably thinks that Tiger won't make the cut tomorrow.
No, I think Tiger. I think Tiger will get things straightened away, and I think he will make the cut.
As the day goes, understand John Daly might start strong, but he drinks. So it starts okay. And then, yeah, you know what's going to happen next. Randy says Big George seems to hate a lot on the biggest stars in major professional sports. He hates Shohei
What?
Ohtani. He hates Tiger
What?
Woods. He hates
What?
LeBron James. What's next? You're going to hate on Tom Brady, Alex Ovechkin, and the Dalai Lama? Oh, I hate that bastard. Dalai Lama. You stupid robes, and your stupid face, and that stupid rope
Jesse
thing.
Mueller is tied for 26. He's +2.
Not bad. Not bad. Do you
And
think we
he's
have
from
any
G-
Dalai
he's
Lama
from-
fans out there?
He's from GCU, buddy.
Yeah, that's yeah. Thank you, Randy. Do you think we have Dalai Lama fans?
He's not from ASU. He's from
No,
GCU.
So CBS Sports is wrong. So we just
CBS Sports is wrong.
move right past.
They said ASU.
Yeah. On the
Close enough.
GCU.
It's Phoenix, you know.
Hell, he's got the
ASU,
purple
GCU.
damn shirt, and he's got the hat on that says GCU.
Does he really?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Oh,
how did
wow.
they get this wrong?
Who got that wrong?
CBS Sports. Yeah.
Well, aren't we proud? 888-368-1580. Boomer Sooner says, Jeffrey, I know you like the Grand Canyon University Lopes. Just thought I'd let you know that women's softball at GCU made the NCAA Division I softball tournament.
How about
Go
that?
Yotes. Yes, I did see that. That is awesome. That is
How about
awesome.
that?
Boogie says 24 astronauts were born in Ohio. What is it about that state that makes people want to flee the actual Earth? It's a good point. What is a Dalai Lama? You can't be serious with that question, Teriyaki. You can't be serious. Did you see Caddyshack? That's all I know about it. It's a guy in robes and enlightenment from Caddyshack. So
that was the thing with the Dalai Lama. It's the only thing I really know about him is that he is aware of the movie and he has quoted it to people.
Yeah.
And that's cool to me. I don't know.
I don't know if you're really a transcendent being if you're quoting Caddyshack to your friends.
You know who's tied? You know who's tied for 90th?
Who's that?
Jeffrey?
Who's that?
This is the guy you got to put your money on.
All right.
Christian Bezuidenhout.
I love that name.
Christian Bezuidenhout. He's only +3 right.
There he
Plus
is.
3. Yeah.
Oh my God. This guy's got a lot of vowels in his name. Is that
so many?
Are those 2 A's supposed to be there in Christian?
Yes.
Bezuidenhout.
So he's Christian.
Yeah, he's South African.
Bezuidenhout.
The 2 A's are supposed to be there. Yeah.
What country is that?
Motorin.
South Africa. Oh, I would have thought Christian Bezuidenhout would have been.
Well, that's the thing is that some of the Dutch went down to South Africa. That's how a lot of those names wound up being down there. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's really confusing. Fed fan says, what, Jeffrey? No thunder thigh jokes for GCU softball players? Well, I can't see them right now. You wouldn't have. So I don't know if you were around for this, Keon, but one day we're sitting there and I look up and I'm like, wow, them girls in that softball team, they got some huge thighs. And they just do that. And it wasn't like I'm not fat shaming. It was just I noticed, holy crap, those girls got big thighs. You know, like they could. Why are you doing this?
Thunder thighs.
Oh,
oh my God.
I'm an idiot today. So it's just like, holy moly. I was appreciating them for the physicality and the strength of their ginormous thighs.
There are people out there that enjoy strong thighs.
And it wasn't, I wasn't starting nothing. I wasn't trying to offend them. I don't even remember making jokes about their huge thighs.
Oh my God, please.
I was just saying, wow.
No jokes at all.
No.
Okay.
I don't, unless somebody can tell me some of the jokes I've made about them. I don't remember.
You didn't want to get stuck between them. It's one of them.
Oh, I think I did say that one girl, if she was ever wearing parachute pants and she walked by a dry field, something's going to get caught on fire because of the friction.
Okay, so there's at least one joke. Yeah. So there's at least one joke then.
Yeah, but I think that was about a U of A player. You know, I don't know, Fed fan, you have to help me out there. But it's just a fact. You know, them girls got some big thighs. That's all. I mean, how's that offensive? I see an offensive lineman. I'm going to say, most offensive linemen's got that big old Buddha belly coming out from underneath their jersey, where you just see that the bottom part of their gut hanging out there.
Yeah.
I'm not fat shaming them. It's just a fact. It's just a fact. You doing that makes it sound like I'm doing something wrong.
No, I don't think you're doing anything wrong.
And it sounds more like lightning than thunder, by the way.
No, it's thunder. It's thunder. It says thunder right there.
Apple says, would Fed fan ever want to see a movie? I'm sure she likes to watch lots of movies.
You'd have to ask Fed fan, would you like to see a movie? You can't ask us.
Yeah.
We're not this is not the dating hour here on the Fanatic. This is the Daily Blender.
Big George says, I like how Randy's not denying that he hates the Dalai Lama. Yeah, I caught that too.
It's ridiculous.
Fed fan says, he's lying, Keon. Jeffrey made thunder thigh jokes since I started, and he found out that I played softball. Mm-hmm. You'll have to tell me what some of these jokes are, because I do not remember them.
Fed fan knows.
I believe you, Fed fan.
We need some evidence. We need some evidence.
Jeffrey will legitimately tell you a joke and then not remember the joke.
Boomer Sooner says, Jeffrey, I can't remember when, but you were just popping out one-liners left and right about them softball players.
Yep.
I'm not saying it's not true.
You were talking about their uniform pants had to be custom made.
I'm thinking might have been some elastic jokes.
You said their thighs have 2 different zip codes. That's how big they were.
I don't think I even said that.
Yeah, you did.
I hope I come up with better than that.
That's what you said.
I challenge you, Fed fan, to tell me some of these jokes.
When they walk down the street, people think it's going to rain. Yeah, you said all that stuff.
I don't think I said that.
Oh, yeah.
I think I have higher standards. I think I'm pretty. It's also kind of fun if I can get Fed fan to tell these jokes. Lost Toby says, I would like to go to the movies. Well, Apple's Lost Toby wants to go to the movies, so there's somebody to go with if you need. I don't know if you're both boys or girls or what, but I know Lost Toby's a dude, so yeah, that's not our job. It's a Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Hey, is this line secure?
Franco's cybersecurity firm secured a contract, and that's all we're allowed to say.
We have a green light on hiring.
He needs web security professionals with a military background.
3 teams of 4, 24-hour rotations, but Protocol Zulu is on a need-to-know basis.
Indeed can help him hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed, you do. You can schedule and conduct virtual interviews right from the Indeed dashboard, so you can stay organized and connected all the way to the hire. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Sun Devil Baseball is back for an exciting year under new head coach and Sun Devil legend Willie Bloomquist. The Sun Devils open the 2022 season with 9 straight home games and will feature non-conference matchups against Oklahoma State, BYU, and Grand Canyon. The team begins Pac-12 play against Washington before taking on USC, Oregon, and Arizona. Sun Devil Baseball single game tickets and mini plans are available now, starting at just $10. Visit sundeviltickets.com to secure your seats today. That's sundeviltickets.com.
The old way of living with diabetes is a pain. You've got to remember to do your testing, and you always need to be sticking your fingers. The new way to live your life with diabetes is with a continuous glucose monitor. You simply apply a discreet, easy-to-use sensor on your body, and it continuously monitors your glucose levels, helping you spend more time in range and freeing you from painful finger pricks. If you test your blood sugar at least 4 times per day and inject insulin at least 3 times per day, or use an insulin pump and have private insurance or Medicare, you might be eligible for a CGM with little or no cost to you. Call U.S. Medical Supply today for a free benefits check. We offer free shipping, 90-day supplies, and we bill Medicare or your insurance directly. Call now and say goodbye to finger pricks.
800-438-8173. 800-438-8173. 800-438-8173. That's 800-438-8173.
Distracted driving is dangerous, Arizona. When you pick up your phone to send a text message, you're putting lives at risk. When you pick up your phone to take a call, you're putting lives at risk. When you pick up your phone to check an email, you're putting lives at risk. And now, when you pick up your phone while driving, it's also against the law in Arizona. Don't get a ticket. Don't pick up your phone. Sponsored by Arizona Chapter National Safety Council and Governor's Office of Highway Safety.
When it comes to covering the high school sports scene in Arizona, AZ Preps 365 has all the answers. Every Saturday morning from 8 until 10, they break down games, interview the newsmakers, talk with coaches from around the state, and stay up to date with what's happening with prep athletes and breaking news from the Arizona prep scene. It's AZ Preps 365, 8 till 10 Saturday mornings on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
QFN Tempe.
Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM.
And K24EU Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down because it's time.
Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 4 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien. Alongside Randy White, got Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. And I just got to say, I have been accused of making a lot of jokes about the thick thighs of women's softball players. And I feel like, I think there needs to be some evidence for this, and somebody needs to prove it. FedFan says the joke started in April of 2019 when I first started texting. I don't remember the jokes, but Jeffrey had thunder thigh jokes whenever girls softball was mentioned. But I do have to admit they were very funny. Listen, I feel like maybe you have me confused with somebody else. Maybe you have me confused with somebody else.
I don't think she does.
No. You know, but Thigh Me a River. If you're going to be sad about something like that.
You go. See that?
What?
Thigh me a river. Thigh me a river.
What? Just saying, I think maybe you got in your head that way, but I don't know. Maybe we should go to have some coffee and talk about this over a thigh latte. Yeah, maybe we should do that.
See?
Wow.
Another one right there.
What? I don't know what your problem is. Tiger Paws.
I think you know what I'm talking about.
Is surprised that I even would say I have higher standards. Beer Bob says, "Here's a thigh joke for you, Jeffrey."
And now, aren't you proud? You've got the text line. You
No,
have the fourth dimension now doing Thunder Thigh.
No, that one I can't read on air. That one I can't read on air. But thank you, Beer Bob. That was fun. Listen, I could, Fed fan. I could make a lot of jokes. The thigh is the limit. I could just keep going and going.
And there's
you,
another one.
Wow.
That's three.
No, listen.
That's three. Every time you make one, I'm gonna hit the desk bell. Every time.
So what you're trying to say is I'm a member of the Mile Thigh Club? Is that what you're trying to say? Fed fan thinks that violence is golden, but no, Jesus H. Theist. I'm going to tell you something right now. I think you're in a thigh-way to the danger zone. I don't get involved in these things. I'm thigh on life. All right. What?
Nothing. I'm just ringing the bell.
Yeah.
Every
Are
time
you?
you say a specific word, I ring the bell.
I feel like you might be on some substances there, Randy.
Really? Substance?
Yeah, I think maybe so.
Really? Keon, am I on substance?
I think your thigh is a kite.
Oh boy. That's 10. By the way, just rattled them off. Just
I did it thigh way. Later tonight I'm going to watch a movie called Silence of the Lambs. We're on a thigh way to hell.
I think that's 13.
That is correct.
I don't remember making any thigh jokes.
14.
Bruno Baller says, Jeffrey, you're not taking the thigh way to heaven on this, are you? Yeah, Boomer Sooner, he says, yeah, thigh me a river. Big George says, I don't know about softball players having thunder thighs, but a lot of them, well, that's irrelevant. George, come on. 888-368-1580. So one last thing about Tiger Woods. And I know I'm not trying to annoy you, Randy, but this is actually about John Daly more than anything.
Doesn't annoy me at all.
He was telling a story about how he golfed, with John Daly at the 2007 PGA Championship.
Mm-hmm.
And he talked about how much, and then by the way, John Daly, if you're not, are you familiar with him, Keon, the Billy Carter of golf?
Yes.
Okay.
The Billy Carter. He's from Arkansas. He's not from Georgia.
No, but the point is, he's the drunken, anyway. So back in the 2007, they were doing this in 100-degree heat. And according to Tiger Woods, he saw John Daly drink 13 Diet Cokes. It was 107 actually on that round, and smoked some cigarettes. 13 Diet Cokes, man.
Yeah.
How is this man still alive? And by the way, that day he tied for 32nd in the 2007 PGA Championship. And Tiger won.
He used to drink something a little rougher than Diet Cokes. So
yeah, I mean, I imagine each one of those Diet Cokes had a little something extra in them, just like whatever he drank today. I would imagine.
Come on.
Anyways, I just thought that was an interesting story. Beer Bob says, Jeffrey, no more jokes about female softball players, please. Take the thigh road. Yeah, I think you're probably right. Moist One says, I thought these thigh jokes were thunderneath you. Nicely done. Watermelon says, Jeffrey, do they test for thyroids for women's softball? I don't think that's a test that they do. Apple says, the Diet Cokes. Ha, 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 ha. Okay.
No, that wasn't okay.
Bruno Baller says, I thought John Daly was diagnosed with bladder cancer a few years ago, or am I mistaken?
That was just last year, and yes, that's true.
There could be a connection to the Diet Coke on that, anything in excess will get you. Hefty Lefty says, if the PGA cares about the fans, it'll have the grouping of Bryson Brooks and John Daly at the U.S. Open. I'd watch that over any version of the match.
Bryson he had to withdraw because of the injuries.
Bob Schwersky says, hey, come on, Jeffrey. Love thy neighbor. Thank you.
Wow,
Bob.
really? Really?
Even Bob. Even Bob
Wow.
Schwersky. Wow.
Apples, what are you doing, man? We're not talking NFL quarterbacks yet. He says, serious question about the Bears quarterback situation. And then he doesn't ask the question. I suppose I'm supposed to wait while he types. I'll tell you what, go ahead and send in the question, but we'll have that. I am going to talk about NFL quarterbacks today. It's God is my witness. We are going to do that. But right now, we got to talk about last night's game between the Warriors and the Mavericks. I did not get my wish. Nobody punched Luka in the face, but he ended up with a sinister looking scratch across his face, which, by the way, I feel like that might have been intentional on Wiggins' part. Did you see the play, guys? I feel like that was like he just went. I mean, how did he do that with his fingernails? So it was such a dainty move. Did he have a sharpened fingernail just for the task?
No, I don't think so. No, and I think he was swatting for the ball. I don't think that was
because
intentional at all.
Luka hit him with that hesitation move, and then he swiped for it, and then he just hit
Luka's
him in the
face is big and pudgy. He might have thought that was the ball.
Well, yeah,
but you guys don't think that was intentional?
No.
All right, well, I'm all good with that if you say so. But I'll tell you what, it left a mark, didn't it? Oh, that was a hell of a mark.
Yeah, Lucas said later he doesn't mind it because it makes him look tough.
Nothing makes you look tough with that haircut, Luka. Nothing makes you look tough. Come on, baby fat. Come on, man.
Yeah.
All right. But the important thing is they lost. And it was funny because I was sitting there talking to my wife. I'm like, yeah, it's like the Warriors team is built for this, where the Suns are, the Suns are a better team, I think, than the Warriors, but the Warriors were built for beating the Mavericks because of the way they play. And so they went old school on some of their technique, and they shot the ball well. The Mavericks didn't. They had some good open shots, and they took a lot of shots, missed a lot of shots. So, but that's also part of the defense of the Warriors, wouldn't you say?
I would. They played incredible defense. First off, hats off to Andrew Wiggins. They put Andrew Wiggins on Luka, and that just about did it. Luka scored 20, which if you've seen what he's done the rest of these playoffs, and you've seen most of it, Luka doesn't get held to 20 points very often. I can't imagine that's going to happen exactly like that again, but he made life very difficult for Luka, just really getting up into his space. And one of the things that Luka gets a ton of credit for is how strong he is, that he goes up against guys and just moves them out of the way with that frame. Andrew Wiggins, when he came into the league, his player comparison was, and this is not a fair player comparison, but people were doing it just based on how he was built, LeBron. Like, Andrew Wiggins is a strong guy himself. You're not just going to move him out of the way. You're not just going to push him. Plus, he's always been a very good on-ball defender. That stuff made life difficult on Luka. The fact that whenever they doubled Luka, other guys knew their responsibility, so they were able to switch out onto shooters very quickly. Steph was hedging on a lot of things, just adding an extra pair of hands to make life difficult. They even switched to a 3-2 zone, which really threw Dallas off because nobody saw that coming. And they only did it for like 5 minutes and then went back to what they were doing before. Like, they are just trying to frustrate the hell out of the Mavs. And game one, mission accomplished.
So did we get it wrong? We were all saying you just let Luka get what he gets and lock down the rest of the team.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Luka had 20 points, but he shot 6 for 18. Had he just gone in and got what he wanted, you add another 20, that puts the Mavericks at 107 to 112. It'd be a closer game. But I think you're right, Keon. Wiggins is giving Doncic fits, and the fact they have the luxury of one guy being able to tie up one guy makes it harder on the rest of the team. They didn't do it yesterday because Doncic failed. But, the thing you got to do is frustrate him on the perimeter, make him get into the paint. That's what you have to do. You got to have him trying to find his points in the paint, not on the out. And Wiggins has to be the factor of him shooting just 6 for 18, 3 of 10 deep. So,
some of those are just bad Luka shots. I mean, some of those he just pulled up for 3 and you just go, dude.
But Wiggins was there. So that has to be credited. So
you do.
Randy, to answer your question, they play a different style of basketball than the Suns did. So they were able to have one guy frustrate the crap out of him. There might be a point in the course of, like, say, the next game that Steve Kerr has to pull a guy and say, okay, drift over if it, and give help if you can, depending on who's being covered. So you might end up trying to double team. Where I would double team him is out at the 3-point line. I wouldn't even bother with him. If he drops down into the paint, then let him go.
You look at some of those screens where they tried to set a screen for Luka, try and get Andrew Wiggins away. What the Warriors really did was they would have Steph come up and just show a little pressure. And then once Wiggins was able to come back and reset, Steph would go running back to whoever his guy was. So there was never anybody open for very long. And there was even one sequence where Andrew Wiggins gets screened. Steph comes up. Luka makes the right basketball play, throws it to Brunson, but Steph is already on the way back to his guy. So when Brunson goes to try and find the open guy, guy's not open anymore. So then he ends up throwing it to the corner, and then Klay Thompson just blocked the crap out of the ball. End of possession. I mean, it's just it's stuff like that where the Warriors, I just thought, were incredibly disciplined with staying on those shooters. And just the fact that the initial defense on Luka was also incredibly effective
and energetic. They kept a pace up that was beyond what the Suns were able to do.
Having a guy with Draymond Green's intensity, you can see what that does to a defense. Like, they stay fired up.
Foul out early.
I thought so too, but he didn't, and he kept that defense fired up the entire game, so that they never really let off the gas. It wasn't going to happen.
Now, before everybody gets too excited about this, though, this was the sniffing each other's butts game, like the dogs in the dog park. They're sniffing each other's butts. You just got done with a long series with some other guys. Now you got to sort of learn these guys and see what is what. So it's not like the Mavericks are going to just roll over and not exist. I mean, you can't take even the next game serious because it's at home for the Warriors. You got to watch what they do in game 3. That is when you'll know what you've got. Now, if they come back and if they lose game 3, they lose the entire series, quick and easy. But, they'll make adjustments. And I hate the wife beater, but as a coach, he's been pretty good at making adjustments. So it's going to be interesting to see what they'll do. Now, I don't want to give any ideas, Randy, to the Dallas Mavericks. I don't know if you want to give any ideas, but what do the Mavericks have to do to stop these Warriors?
They should just not show up. They should play very flaccid,
right?
And Luka should probably get some sort of mystery illness, and the Jason Kidd should probably stay home. That's what I have to say about
good strategy.
Thank you.
Okay, how about you, Keon? What do the Mavericks got to do to beat the Warriors?
Well, I think, first and foremost, I think they should get the ball out of Luka's hands a bit more. I think they went back to what they were doing before, where it was the Luka show, and that doesn't really work. And they did try. They tried to get the ball to Jalen Brunson at some points to have him initiate the offense. I think the Warriors clearly were watching film on the Sun series because Jalen Brunson was killing Phoenix whenever he got the chance to go to his left. That's where he prefers to go. That's where he wants to go. So Jalen Brunson gets the ball and they funnel him to the right. That's where all the defenders are angling for. So it would just be way harder for him to fight back to the left. So he goes to the right. He's clearly not comfortable finishing on that side of the floor and shooting on that side of the floor. So they really got to find a third option, somebody to handle the ball and get Luka kind of off the ball and get him coming off of screens where he's not the primary ball handler, just to try and get that offense flowing again, where the ball doesn't just stick with Luka and everybody stands around and watches, 77 do his thing.
One of the things that worried me last night watching these Warriors was, the dancing, all the little shimmy and all that stuff. And I'm just like, oh, no, don't do that. Don't do that.
That's what they do.
I know, but you saw what happened when the Suns did that.
That's not why they lost. To me, it's that's because
I know that, but don't anger. Don't give them a reason. You gave Luka billboard material, as they say in the NFL. You gave him something to enrage. Like, I'll show these bastards. You know what I'm saying? They should almost be like, hey, good game, man. Good game. Every time. Oh, that was a great shot. Yeah.
The Warriors have been doing this forever. They're never going to stop with the dancing and the shimmying. This is what they do. And I actually do agree with Jay Crowder. from the previous series. If you're the kind of person who stops dancing because you're afraid of what the other team might do, you're not championship material in the first place. Like if
Well,
if
guess
dancing
who else wasn't championship material this year? The Phoenix Suns.
Yeah.
So what the hell do they know?
Well, the
Shut
thing
up,
is
Crowder.
the Warriors have been doing it before.
It's the psychological game. You don't piss off the guy who can go crazy on you like this guy.
To me, you don't even worry about that guy. Handle your business. The Suns didn't lose because they were dancing. The Suns lost because Game 7, nobody could hit a shot at all. That had nothing to do with Luka. So to me, if the Warriors want to, if the Warriors want to do what they do, look, they've won championships. They've been here before.
I'm going to go full John Lithgow and Footloose on you right here. I'm going to say no more damn dancing. No more dancing across this state line.
Steph Curry that doesn't dance after a big shot in the third quarter isn't even a Steph Curry that you know. That's not even a person you recognize. That guy has so much confidence. He does not care, and he shouldn't. He's the best shooter on the planet.
The great thing is he doesn't dance after he misses a shot. He realizes he misses the shot, and he goes about his business. So yeah.
Lost Toby says, where do you keep all those thigh jokes? Thunder my hat. Thank you very much. 888-368-1580. Thank you, Lost Toby. Navy Brad says, hey guys, do you think when John Daly was in his prime and teamed up with Tommy Kramer, who would be plowed first? Oh, who'd be drunk first between the two of them? Tommy, because John Daly can hold his liquor. What do you think, Randy?
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
Boogie says, I honestly don't have any hatred towards Dallas or Luka. All my frustration comes from the fact that the Suns lost that series more than Dallas won it. In my opinion there. I kind of hope Dallas beats Golden State just to shut them up before they start chirping again. Yeah, you and I have different opinions on all that. You're not wrong about what happened with the Suns, but I just hate Luka's stupid face. I hate his stupid face. He might be a wonderful human being. I'm talking about him as a player with that smirk on the court. And even though the Suns kind of had it coming because they were gloating, this is what I'm talking about, Warriors, about the dancing. Sometimes it's just karma. You know, you're all dancing and we got you. And guess who got? Guess who got? And it was, come on. I'm just saying
he didn't make Chris Paul and Devin Booker go 0 for 11 for 3 quarters. That Luka didn't do that. So
I just hate his smug face. That's it. That's all. I'm not saying nothing about the game or the play. You guys are 100% right. I just wanted somebody to punch him in his face. You know, he looks like a big, tall, pale, flaccid penis, just like Randy said he did.
I never said that.
That's what I heard.
I don't recall Randy saying that, but
I never said that. Thank you, though.
Pretty sure that's what I heard.
But I will say one of the things for me is I hate it when guys will argue literally every call.
Yeah, Luka
argued a call, and while he was arguing the call, Steph Curry went down and made a wide open 3. I can't stand that. Go back and play some defense. The ref is going to still be there at the TV timeout.
You're right.
Go talk
100%.
to him then.
Yep.
Let's see. Hefty Lefty says the Warriors have 3 very valid counterpoints to the no dancing argument. Okay, I got you, but I'm a little worried about it. That's all I'm saying. Maybe not this time. I don't know. We got to take a break. I know there's a lot of text sitting there. We'll get back to those when we come back. We have another game to talk about starting at 5:30. It is tonight. Sadly, it's not on the TNT. It's on the ESPN. But the Celtics and Heat start at 5:30 p.m. So we'll talk about that when we come back. And of course, as I said, as God is my witness, we're talking NFL quarterbacks today. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Are you a planner? Do you like to plan ahead? Then, of course, you already have a plan to call Harmon Solar, right? Bruce Jacobs here. It should be at the top of your list to get solar now and enjoy huge savings next summer. Up to 85% on your monthly bill with 0 down and no payments for 12 months. Then you can plan what to do with all that extra money. Harmon Solar is a family-owned, women-owned, local company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar 800-281-3189 or go to harmonsolar.com.
This message is for homeowners 62 and older. Are you one of the many that watched as their home nearly doubled in value over the last 2 years? Sure, the increased value feels great, but what is it really doing for you? Would you like additional monthly income that is tax-free? Maybe you would like to stop making your current mortgage payment altogether. This is where a reverse mortgage comes in. It's the best way for seniors 62 and older to tap into their home equity and get additional monthly income tax-free. Now you can benefit from all of the appreciation in your home without having to sell and move somewhere else. This is all possible with a reverse mortgage. Find out how Desert Equity Lending is one of the Valley's local experts in reverse mortgages. Call 602-509-3000. That's 602-509-3000. Don't wait any longer to get your reverse mortgage questions answered today. Call 602-509-3000. 602-509-3000. AZMB 0906989. NMLS 173369. Terms and conditions apply.
What if I told you there's a wealth management firm that offers a 100% satisfaction guarantee? Think it doesn't exist? Think again.
Hi, I'm Mo Ansari, president of Compact Asset Management. When you start a new relationship with Compact, we'll create your customized investment portfolio and financial plan dedicated to help you reach your goals. Try us out for a year. If you're not happy for any reason, you'll get all of the management and maintenance fee that you paid refunded. This is our 100% satisfaction guarantee.
Dial pound 250 on your cell phone and use the keyword talk to Mo to find out more. Again, from your cell phone, dial pound 250, keyword talk to Mo. Satisfaction guarantee doesn't apply to fees and commissions charged by third parties for such things as insurance products or mutual fund redemptions. It also doesn't apply to any market losses which might occur in an account. For additional information regarding this guarantee, please see the disclosure brochure available at the time you enroll or upon request.
Compact Asset Management is a registered investment advisor. Funds custodian, Fidelity Institutional Wealth Services, member FINRA SIPC.
You can hear the grunts of pain. You can smell the workout sweat. You can feel the muscles straining. And even if you can't, we can.
And that's all that really matters.
NFL training camp.
Rumbling, bumbling, stumbling. Here we go.
It fills the senses.
Well, everyone's but yours.
Get the latest info, insights, and breaking news here.
Respect what it is we're doing here.
On your home for the NFL, 1580 and 99.3, The Fanatic.
Welcome back to the Daily Blender here on this Thursday, May 19th, as we continue along the NBA playoffs heating up, and you can make every game feel like Game 7, except for if you're a Phoenix Suns fan. Probably not a good feeling. On the FanDuel
Sportsbook,
Sportsbook,
got to bring that up.
Well, I mean,
technically they brought it up.
An official partner of the NBA throughout the playoffs, all customers can place a no-sweat same-game parlay each week. You get up to $20 in free bets if you don't win. FanDuel also has so many ways for you to play, all the best. When you do win, you'll get paid faster than a fast break, and that's true. Within 2 hours, you get your pay. You get your winnings. It's deposited right into your account, bammo, just like that. And this is a secure, wonderful app. It's easy to use. I signed up for the FanDuel Sportsbook app. It took me about, I say 90 seconds, but it actually took me less than that. It probably took me about 45 seconds to get signed up and then actually start, looking through the app and finding all the ways to win. You get $20 in free bets if you don't win. FanDuel has so many ways to play. Best of all, when you do win, you'll get paid faster than a fast break, like I just told you. Within 2 hours, new to FanDuel, just download the FanDuel Sportsbook app, sign up with promo code Randy1580. I use that. I think Jeffrey used that.
Mm-hmm.
And Jeffrey has
all
said
the cool kids did.
Well, on many times on this program, Jeffrey has told you how many times he's won. That's because he used the Randy 1580 promo code.
That's science and true.
Get your first bet risk-free up to $1,000. Once again, use promo code Randy 1580. That's the best one to use. And if you already have an account, you're all set to bet, no sweat. Either way, you'll get $20 in free bets if your same game parlay during the playoffs does not win. FanDuel Sportsbook, official partner of the NBA, got to be 21 or older. Present in Arizona. Refund issued as non-withdrawable free bets that expire 7 days after receipt. Max free bet $20 per week. Did I mention that I won last night? Did I mention that?
How much you win?
Well, it was only 91 cents. I $1.91. I got my dollar back. And 91 cents.
A win is a win, and I bet you felt great getting that win, no matter what the amount was.
Well, yeah. I mean, listen, I'm not going to put $50 in. I'm not going to do Mad Max. What's his name? The mattress guy?
Yeah, Mattress Max.
Yeah, I can't do that. The millions. Miss Kim, first of all, Miss Kim will not let me bet millions of dollars. But I did win last night, and I am very happy about that. So where was I? Max bet free $20 per week. Restrictions apply. See full terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Did I mention I won?
You mentioned you won.
It did come up. It did come up.
It was
I feel
easy.
like I heard that somewhere.
It was easy. I just went in. I saw the bet. I clicked on it. I bet my money. Bang. I won.
Bam.
If you've got a gambling problem, please call 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT STEP to 53342. Did I mention, guys, I won last night?
I feel like I heard that somewhere. I feel like I heard that.
Well, it's so easy to place a bet on the FanDuel Sportsbook. That's the way that you win the money.
You got all Mandalorian on us there. This is the way.
This is the way.
This is the way.
I don't know Mandalorian, but this is the way. You get the FanDuel Sportsbook. If you don't have it, the Randy 1580 is the code you want to use.
All right, cool. You know what? I feel like a dope though. I feel like a dope.
Why?
Is it too late for me to use FanDuel to make a bet for the PGA Championship? Because I didn't make the bet before it started, so I don't know if I'm allowed to bet on it.
No,
now.
you can do it now. Just keep in mind that maybe the numbers change as
Mhm.
you're going along.
I think I'll do
What
that.
do you got? What's going on? What do you feel?
I got nothing. I have no idea.
Well,
I got to go back and it's either going to be Scheffler or Schaffel. I mean, that's my standard go-to, right?
Well, Xander Schauffele is doing pretty damn well with the PGA Championship right now.
Yeah, I might put one down on Sergio Garcia. I don't know. Anything can happen, Randy. Anything that's not going to happen. is
You
it?
know, Sergio, this is his last week on the PGA Tour. You know, he's going to go to the LFA Tour with the Greg Norman, who is the great white shark.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they call him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't think they call him the Great White Shark. They're just.
No, they call him the great. Don't
they just call him the Shark?
They call him the shark, but he started out as the great white shark.
I think you're just showing off how you can roll your R's.
No, I can roll my R's. Ruffles have ridges.
Ruffles have ridges.
But I'm Spanish. Of course, I can do that. You know what I'm
I'm
saying?
Irish, and this is a miracle that I just did it. So.
And I won the Masters, by the way. Have you
Hey.
won the Masters?
Yes, I have twice.
No.
No, I seriously have. Yeah,
What's your name?
check it out. Go look it
Your
up.
name is not on the Masters trophy.
You don't
I
know
have the
that.
trophy.
Yeah, look it
Yes,
up.
I do. I have the
Jeffrey
Masters
O'Brien,
trophy.
look it up.
You
Go
don't
ahead.
have it.
Go
Your
check it
name
out.
is not on it.
Who
No.
cares? You're leaving the tour anyway, so go
You
after
have
the
thunder
Saudi
thighs.
Arabia. And did you just call me? Did you say I have thunder thighs? The hell,
See.
man, that doesn't feel good to hear. Keon, let's hear you roll your R's.
What was
Ruffles have ridges.
Randy.
Ruffles have ridges.
Oh, he can roll his R's good right
Hear that?
there. Not bad.
Wow.
Fed fan says Steph Curry is awesome, just awesome.
Well, he is. I mean,
Sometimes, yes. I mean,
You know
not
what
as
I
much
love?
as it used to be, but yes.
Is that shot when they kick the ball out to old what's his name?
Klay
Fatty
Thompson?
Boy? Yeah, no, Fatty Boy.
Fat boy.
77 Dallas. What's his
Oh,
name?
yeah, Luka.
Kick the ball out to Luka, and it was Draymond Green and Steph Curry.
Just blocking the hell out of him. I mean,
Well, Curry was annoying him, but yeah.
I see that.
but I'm telling you that's the level of intensity where you know the shot clock is running down. It's just a high basketball IQ play.
Yep.
The both guys know. Look, he's taking the shot, so they're both there.
Okay, I want to take a moment here with a one of my comments, and because I want to see if you agree with this or not. But no, I didn't say anything about anybody's thighs, Randy. What I'm talking about is, do you agree or disagree that the Phoenix Suns are a better basketball team than the Warriors, but the Warriors are just better suited to play this Mavericks team? Agree or disagree?
Keon, go first because I don't know. I got to think about this.
I think when it comes to the size and the length that the Suns have, I think that would have given them an advantage against Golden State. So I would agree.
Okay, well, I feel better now because I've been saying that, but nobody's called me on it. So I'm kind of like,
no, I agree.
He's talking crap here.
After I saw what happened with Dallas, I don't think so. And I'll tell you why, because we didn't stop Dallas. We were not able to step up when it was on the table and come through and score points when it was needed. I said it before. I said it yesterday. I'll say it again. The Phoenix Suns do not have a legitimate superstar on this team willing to do whatever it takes to win the game.
There's also some development that's needed. Like for me, Devin Booker, the next evolution of Devin Booker is what to do when double teamed. And I think that's really ultimately going to decide what kind of player Devin Booker is moving forward. Because when he got double teamed, it confused the hell out of him. He really made a lot of bad decisions.
But that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is right now, the Phoenix Suns do not have a legitimate superstar to do whatever it takes to win the game.
He means like a LeBron thinker. But you know who does? Booker does whatever it takes. But see, Booker is also a coachable team player. Booker could at any moment turn it on and drop 50, 60, 70 points. But then he has to play Booker ball and not team ball.
But he did not do it in Game 7 against the Mavericks.
Well, and he was a mess there. But you wonder, though, if he had clicked a switch and gotten into that mindset, what he could have done against these guys.
Maybe it was DeAndre Ayton. Maybe that's why the competitive juices were going on, and DeAndre got angry at the coach, saying, "I can't pass it to myself." Maybe he was the guy right there.
Maybe it's possible. I think with Devin Booker, I think Devin Booker has the mentality that he's willing to do whatever it takes. But if you don't know how to beat a double team, there's not a whole lot that you can do in the NBA playoffs. And he
agree with that.
Wasn't capable of doing that. And he's such a young player. I still see that that's something that you can add. That's still something, an area of growth. I'm not writing Devin Booker off.
No,
that's
not at all.
For him to reach that next level, to be the guy when it's Game 7, I know Booker's going to be able to take us. That you've got to be able to work through a double team. I watched the Warriors do it last night. Saw times where Steph was doubled and he picks his head up and he's looking for, who's open, because somebody has to be. Even had one of those wonky, he threw it over his shoulder, didn't even look passes, which is a little scary, but that's the kind of stuff that you have to do.
Chris Paul has pissed a lot of people off in his career. Okay. So we'll just take him and put him to the side. Are the Suns too nice? Are these guys just too nice of guys and maybe too coachable, where they don't say, you know what, screw this, I'm going after it. DeAndre Ayton, sweet, nice guy. Booker, stoic, and he can get stuff going. And I'm not talking about they don't get a little chippy and they don't get smug sometimes. But I'm just saying, in general, are these guys just too nice?
Guys, you both have been on teams. You've been in competitions. I've been on teams where we were competing for a game that mattered. And there was always one guy on the team that would step up. Always one guy. And the coach would even know, hey, you go to this one guy and he's going to deliver. And the Suns, I don't think the Suns have that. I think they had that team mentality all the way to their demise in Game 7 against the Dallas Mavericks.
Yeah, I agree with both of you. I think that there is still a mentality where somebody's just got to be like, screw this. I'm getting to the basket. Like, we're not going to lose as long as I have something to do with it.
We don't have that guy.
That mentality, I agree. I don't see anybody that has that, where it's just, I like.
And it could be Devin. It could be Devin Booker.
I remember.
Don't think he's got that demeanor.
LeBron was in Miami, and they were playing the Celtics, and the Game 6 where LeBron just went off for like 63 points or something like that. You could even see on his face before the game, he's like, "I'm not letting us lose this series," and then just had the most insane basketball performance of my life. I don't see a member of this team yet that has that, but they're so young. I'd love to see somebody develop that. And sometimes that just comes with going into the playoffs and losing. And then after a while, it's like, look, I have a decision to make. Either I'm going to take my game to another level or I'm not.
Horgon says, I'm probably in the minority, but I think many of today's pro athletes are either soft and don't have the killer drive from the 80s and 90s. Portland Trailblazer team of Drexler, Porter, Kersey, and Buck Williams never backed down and did not show up. Suns are soft, no killer instinct. Boogie says if the Suns played their game and they're hitting on all cylinders, Dallas would never stand a chance against Phoenix. Well, but that they didn't. So you can't disagree with me when you just made my point. Apple says, let's go to a football game, Fed fan. I'm not an Arizona fan or a Suns fan. Apples is just asking Fed fan out. Yeah, she's not interested. Well, I don't want to speak for her, but I think she was. I mean, on the other hand, Tiger Paws, she might be. Hefty Lefty said this was the look. And he just sent me a picture. Yes, that was the look. That's the LeBron look.
Yeah,
right there.
It felt, honestly, when I watched that game, it felt like I was watching like a horror movie. Like I knew how this was going to turn out because he just had that look in his eyes at the beginning of the game.
And the other team went down into the basement when the light wasn't quite working.
Yeah.
That's what happened. Ken Kitten says, "What's up, boys? I just got offered a new job after a 2-month springtime sabbatical. It's looking like it's time for me to get back to work. So, Rando, let's celebrate."
Okay. What do you want?
Beers
Congrats.
for anyone who asks for one, he says, in the third dimension. No, it's fourth dimension, King Kittens.
Fourth dimension.
Fourth
Yeah.
dimension. Make sure you're sober when you go back to work.
Mm-hmm.
Fed fan says, "Does Apple realize that I'm an old fart?" Well, we're not calling you an old fart. No. Big George says the Suns need a Dennis Rodman type player that just throws some elbows around and grabs rebounds. Offensive rebounding has been a serious issue for the Suns. Yes, I agree 100%. And that's one of the reasons they got eliminated. I don't know. Their rebounds were pretty good in the last couple of games. Just their shooting wasn't.
The shots weren't falling, but the rebounding thing. But it's not even like a rebounding thing. It's the guy that's grabbing those rebounds. Do they set the tone? The Warriors have Draymond Green. Every defensive play, what is Draymond Green doing? He's flexing on somebody. He's screaming at somebody, his own team, the other team. It doesn't matter. The intensity is always there with that guy. And I would love to see the Suns, some Sun player, or acquire some player that's
Gonna
got
have to acquire
that.
Yeah,
because
they don't have nobody on the team is like that. It doesn't mean they're bad. It doesn't mean we don't like them. It just means there's not somebody who has that. And that's what we wanted from Ayton, is that killer instinct. Doesn't have it. Booker, prolific, amazing player and shooter, doesn't have that. None of these guys have that. And you're absolutely right.
We need a Kobe. We need an MJ. We need somebody like that. That's going to. They're assassins, man. They're just cold-blooded killers. They come in to Game 7, like you said, Keon, like LeBron James did. Nobody is going to take this from me. I am going to take it. And I'm going to kill anyone that gets in my way. That's what Phoenix needs. They got a great nucleus, but they need that one part.
And you keep running into teams that have that guy. Like, say what you want about Luka. He's
that guy.
Frustrating guy to root for. But when Luka decides he's going to score and he needs 30 points to do it, Luka's getting to the basket. He's getting to his spot.
Look,
we ran into Giannis last year. Giannis got that too.
Look, it's just if Luka is on the Phoenix Suns, they're world champions.
Yeah, you're probably right.
I don't know. I think some work would have to be done there just to make it fit. Because
Giannis,
if they had gone there, you would have drafted different people to complement. You'd have a completely different Phoenix Suns team if that had happened.
Yeah, and you'd definitely be worse at defense. So you have to account for that too.
Baker's Cocky Hen says Jimmy Butler's on a mission that ends with a ring, unlike CP3, apparently. I think he has the shoulders to carry the load and get what he's worked so hard for. Anybody but that CarMax pitchman Curry.
Okay. I mean, look, the guy's getting paid doing advertising. I don't have a problem with that. Look, Jimmy Butler is another one of those guys that we're talking about. But I'm not going to sit here and diss Chris Paul as a result. Chris Paul is 38. And that you can see that
you have to talk loud when you diss him.
Hey, Chris. he had his moments, but the mind is willing, but the body is 38 in the NBA. It's just at some point that's the reality of it physically.
Yeah. Lost Toby's still going. He says my favorite Christmas movie is Thigh Hard. All right, I think that's probably enough before a Fed fan gets pissed off. We must take a break. When we come back, we got a little more NBA for you. But as I look, after we talk a brief amount of Major League Baseball, ain't nothing stopping me from doing some NFL quarterbacks. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Paid for by Christian Care Ministry.
Let's see, if something costs less, but people are happier with it, that sounds like something to look into. And that's MediShare. Maybe you've heard switching to MediShare to pay for healthcare can save the typical family $500 a month. And that's huge. But it's also true that people are way more satisfied after making the switch too. The customer satisfaction rate for MediShare is double that of the typical health insurance plan. MediShare works. It's been around for more than a quarter century, and members have shared more than $3 billion of each other's bills. People love having telehealth and a huge nationwide PPO network. So yeah, you can save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care. So if you're self-employed or part of the gig economy, or you just want a plan you're happy with, you can call right now and get a price within 2 minutes. Very, very smart use of 2 minutes. Here's the number you need: 855-51-BIBLE. That's 855-51-BIBLE, 855-51-BIBLE.
When you run a business, you need to be in control. And while you can't control everything that happens in the world of business, you can definitely take control of your utility expenses with the help of Harmon Solar. Give them a call and see how your company can save up to 80% on that monthly electric bill with zero down and no payments for 12 months. Harmon Solar is a local family-owned company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar, 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189. Or go to harmonsolar.com.
Airlines have just reduced their prices even more. Book 30 days in advance and save big.
Want the absolute lowest prices on your airline tickets? Then call the Low Cost Airlines Travel Hotline right now. For prices so low, we can't publish them anywhere. The only way to access our low rates and save up to 70% is to call. Save hundreds on your vacation tickets by calling right now. You can fly anywhere in the world and pay discount prices on your airline tickets. Book a flight today to London, Paris, Madrid, or anywhere else you want to go and pay a lot less guaranteed. Call the International Travel Department right now at Low Cost Airlines.
802-341-4535. 802-341-4535. 802-341-4535. That's 802-341-4535.
Come join the fun as Kasai Japanese Steakhouse presents its first annual Fire and Fairways charity golf tournament, Monday morning, June 6th at Silverado Golf Club in Scottsdale. Proceeds go to support Arizonans for Children, helping foster kids since 2002. Entry is just $150, includes contest prizes, raffles, plus a fabulous lunch and drink celebration at Kasai Japanese Steakhouse in Scottsdale. You can help. They need sponsors, golfers, and prize donations. And you can win a 2-year car lease from Coulter Cadillac. Go to fireandfairways.com. That's fireandfairways.com today.
Your home for sports.
1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. All right, we've been talking about the Mavericks and the Golden State Warriors. We clear up on the text line here, but first I just have to let you know that at this point it is now 4:44 and 44 seconds. That was fun. I mean, it's not anymore. Now it's 4:44 and 49 seconds, and now it's not even that anymore. But that moment back there was 4:44 and 44 seconds. That was cool, huh?
For a moment in time, it was glorious.
44,
Yeah.
44, 44.
Yeah, I loved it. 888-368-1580. Okay, cleaning up on the text line here. Lacrosse guy says, Footloose is the best, except for the lead chick was not that hot. Never got that. Dude, she was fine. She was okay. Listen, not everybody in real life is hot. And she was a good actress. And so, it's not always about that. I mean, what's to get? Small town. What did you expect? Have her all dolled up and in heels? Come on, man. It's a farm town. She was nice. The Jet says, hey, guys, the weekend is almost upon us. This week has been crazy emotionally. I went from anger to embarrassment, back to anger, and now I'm thankful for the regular season that we had. I forgot that we were a crap team for 10 years, and I had to quit watching altogether. This year, my TV was always on the Suns. As for the Mavs, I no longer hold a grudge or hate them. We were the ones overconfident and poking fun at them. They responded with back-to-back great games, and I hope they make the finals. Wow, you just saw all the stages of grief
in one text.
right there, Jet. Well done.
Wow. Good for you.
That said, it's okay to hold a grudge against the Mavericks, and I just want somebody to punch Luka in his smug face. After that, I wish them no harm. I wish them. I don't wish them finals. I'm going to go ahead and hitch my trailer onto the back of the Golden State Warriors and stuff, but. There's nothing you said, Jet, that's not true. 888-368-1580. Fed Fan says, I appreciate you, Apple. King Kitten says, go Apple, grab that brass ring. And Apple says, well, I'm not old, and honestly, I think the Warriors will take this. Oh, he's saying all the right things for her, isn't he? He's saying all the right things.
He is.
Luke Lamont says, football, 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 football. We'll get there. Calm down. Lost Toby says, find me a river. Okay, I'm done. Twitty says, face it, guys. The only reasons the Suns picked Ayton over Doncic is a sentimental, hopeful choice, like Jake the Snake was. Well, there was another element to this. There was some concern that Doncic was not even going to come to the United States and play. There was a very realistic chance he was going to stay in Europe, and that was a chance. I mean, this was a big draft for the Phoenix Suns, and they had to get that right. And DeAndre Ayton was the easy answer, the go-to. You can't do wrong with this. And even now, you don't look back and go, "Oh, what a stupid pick." You only say, well, "We should have got Doncic." Well, I'm sure there's people who've said we should have got LeBron, we should have got Michael Jordan, we should have got. There's all sorts of we should have got. You just have to say they made the best decision they had with the information they had at that moment. And the concerns about Doncic right then was real. So
listen, there are times you look at the draft and you go, "Oh, damn, we blew it." That's not the case with DeAndre Ayton. Now, if you're Sacramento and you drafted Marvin Bagley, you blew it. You messed that up all the way. The DeAndre Ayton pick. DeAndre Ayton was seen as the guy with the really high floor, where he was a safe pick. He was the safest pick in that entire draft, and that's still true.
Yeah, there's times it's obvious. There's times you need a couple of years to find out if what was the right decision, the wrong decision. Although I was standing in Palm Springs in front of a very large TV at a draft party, screaming, "Why the hell are the Cardinals not taking Dak Prescott right here?" They had a chance to take Dak Prescott, and I'm like, how are they not taking this guy? Don't they know this guy's really good? I mean, what are they doing here? And that was, it might have been before I was even married to a Cardinals fan. That was just an astounding misstep by somebody in a draft that I immediately saw, and you can immediately see after. So I don't remember who they took instead of Dak Prescott, but they did have a chance to take him, and I couldn't understand why they didn't.
I did that one time in a Suns draft, screamed out, "Why are the Cardinals taking this guy?" They threw me out of the draft party.
Yeah, it's fair. I mean,
I may have had just that too much to drink.
It doesn't sound like you at all. To be honest. Twitty, it says, face it, guys. I already heard that one. Sorry. Sometimes it isn't clear. Kiss the Cook says, snicker. Am I supposed to say snicker, or am I supposed to go, I think, is that what I'm supposed to do?
I couldn't tell you.
When it's texted, he says Jeffrey's doing NFL quarterbacks. Oh, that's what he meant. Hefty Lefty says Letterkenny sets unreal small town beauty standards. Almost every woman in that show is like a smoke show. Shoot, you get me enough drinks and I'd go 3 rounds with Gaylor. What? Apple says go Bears. Heckler Jones says 22 is on his way to Detroit. Deuces, DA. Teriyaki says, lest we forget, Jake the Snake took the Cardinals to their first ever playoff appearance. Well, in Phoenix, at least.
Mm-hmm.
Rob Diz says, so my bitterness runs deep. I just moved into a new place, bought my furniture from a place that would refund all that money. Damn. I don't understand what's going on. I don't understand what's going on, Rob.
You okay, Rob Diz?
You're going to explain that a little bit better. Right?
Hey, Rob. What you talking about?
You okay?
Is this about the Suns or something else? I don't know, but we're here for you, Rob. We're here for you.
Sorry, Rob.
All right. So enough about the Warriors blowing out the Mavericks last night. Made me happy. Made me happy. Let's talk momentarily about the Boston Celtics and the Miami Heat tonight. Overwhelming favorites are going to be the Miami Heat, of course. The over/under on this one is 207, and I think they're going to have Marcus Smart back. Is there? Wait, the game doesn't start till 5:30. Is there any word on Marcus Smart coming back for this one, even should he?
Last I heard, Jeffco, is Marcus Smart is probable. Al Horton is still doubtful. He has not passed the protocols, but I don't know. Keon, what do you got? What's the latest?
Yeah, from what I saw, it was Marcus Smart clear to play. That was 35 minutes ago, and we're still waiting about Al Horford, but they're hopeful that he's going to be back as well.
Oh, really? For tonight?
Yeah.
That was pretty quick for being filthy with the vid. Okay, well, keep us up to date. I'm sure they'll release the the for sure's here in a minute. And of course, what about Kyle Lowry? He's about to miss his 8th game of the playoffs with the hammy. Any word on him coming back?
Yeah, it looks like he's going to be out for game 2 as well. So that's going to be tough. They're going to have to figure out what to do there. Point guard, whether it's Max Strus or whoever, but yeah, they have no Lowry.
He's got a hamstring issue too, doesn't he? Strus?
He does, but if it's not as bad as Lowry's, then he might be able to get back. But with Lowry, it looks like it's not going to happen tonight.
So here's what's going on with Rob Diz. He says, well, the Suns, if the Suns had won the finals, the furniture store I got the furniture from would have refunded me all my money. Oh
no.
You made a bet. Oh, that's a good bet. I made a bet that the Suns would win the finals. And but wow, furniture. Well, you needed the furniture anyway, right? So you're okay, right, Rob?
Like you didn't.
It does hurt. I get it. It does hurt.
It does. It makes it double bad, actually. Yeah, because if you're a fan, that hurts, and then you could have gotten free furniture, which times 2. It's rough.
So we have a new texter, but I think they're already drunk or unable to type clearly.
We can only hope. Go ahead.
Any winner AZ had was bout, not farmed. Name, Helly is my birch. And then he comes back and says, wait.
Helly is my birch.
And he came back and says, bot, not bout. F Dale.
Wow.
What the hell?
Dale's not on this show.
So he wants to be Helly is my birch? Or why don't you take another pass at this one, 67-24. And also, we all are curious, what you drinking and how much have you had?
It's almost 5:00 in the afternoon.
And
the morning show has been off for quite some time.
Pace yourself, man. Drink some water.
Yeah, you got to get some water in there. Like water. Kevin Garnett sitting there at the bar, holding water up at you, buddy.
Yeah.
Better drink some.
Yeah. But thanks for listening.
Wow. Joe the Show says, I think fans who are trying to get rid of DeAndre Ayton are simply impatient. Okay, first off, not true, not fair, but I'll let you say what you got to say. Sometimes you really just need a player to come into their own. The real concern should be with Devin Booker. I think the worst thing they can do is give DA away. Giving DA's away for picks or another player, his potential is too high. It's not about impatience. We've seen enough years, and we know what the downside is, and he has not been able to overcome that, despite the entire Valley of the Sun screaming for it. I don't think it's a matter of patience, to be honest. And I think that if you have an opportunity to bring in some more blood and some people with aggression, I think trading him is. I think I don't think he's going to change.
No, because there's only 3 ways that you can go about this. You can go with the hard reboot, which is just blow everything up and start over. I think that's a terrible idea if you've got a team that's been this close. You can go soft reboot, which would probably require that you give DeAndre Ayton away, or you could try and stand pat and keep this thing together and run it back. I don't know if you're good enough with just everything that you've got here, which means that your only real option, if you want to get back any assets, is a sign and trade with DeAndre.
Can I ask this question? Have the Phoenix Suns used DeAndre Ayton to his full potential?
I don't think so.
How could they know?
The guy takes, 10 to 15 shots a game. I don't think
He
you
needs
have.
to be shooting probably 20 to 25 shots a game.
And the offense.
I'll
gets
say what I
away
said
from-
the other day. If he was more aggressive in the paint, they give him the ball more.
I don't know that that's true because he finishes. Like if the guy scores, that's what ought to matter, not how aggressive you are.
No. There's times where he has been weak at the basket in the paint, and I think that they see that and that sticks.
It's true, but the guy's shooting like 65% around the basket. Like if the ball goes
He
in,
only
why
shoot the
does
ball a few times? Yeah. All right, well, we'll pick this up when we come back. It's the Daily Blender, 1580 The Fanatic.
Business people like it straight and to the point. So here it is. Bruce Jacobs here to tell you take control of your utility expenses by calling Harmon Solar right now. They can save up to 80% on that monthly electric bill with zero down and no payments for 12 months. Level your energy costs, protect yourself from inflation. How's that for straight and to the point? Here's more. Harmon Solar is a local family-owned company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar 800-281-3189 or go to harmonsolar.com.
Hey, is this line secure?
Franco's cybersecurity firm secured a contract, and that's all we're allowed to say.
We have a green light on hiring.
He needs web security professionals with a military background.
3 teams of 4, 24-hour rotations, but Protocol Zulu is on a need-to-know basis.
Indeed can help him hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. You can schedule and conduct virtual interviews right from the Indeed dashboard, so you can stay organized and connected all the way to the hire. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Think you know about meth? Think again. Today's methamphetamine is far more potent, more addictive, and more deadly than ever before. Today's meth is often laced with the deadly drug fentanyl. In fact, deaths from meth use have doubled in Arizona. What can you do? Get the facts at thenewmeth.com and know there's hope and resources for recovery. This message is sponsored by the Substance Abuse Coalition Leaders of Arizona.
Airlines have just reduced their prices even more. Book 30 days in advance and save big.
Want the absolute lowest prices on your airline tickets? Then call the low-cost airlines travel hotline right now. For prices so low, we can't publish them anywhere. The only way to access our low rates and save up to 70% is to call. Save hundreds on your vacation tickets by calling right now. You can fly anywhere in the world and pay discount prices on your airline tickets. Book a flight today to London, Paris, Madrid, or anywhere else you want to go and pay a lot less guaranteed. Call the International Travel Department right now at Low Cost Airlines.
802-341-4535. 802-341-4535. 802-341-4535. That's 802-341-4535.
At Progressive, you can get 24/7 protection, even if you break the space-time continuum.
We did it. We time traveled to yesterday. Wait, Progressive covers us 24/7, but we just created an 8-day week, and it's 24/7 coverage, not 24/8. We gotta go back. Are you joking right now? Shh, I'm calling them. Hi, I have a question about time travel.
Progressive offers more than a great price when you bundle home and auto. We offer round-the-clock protection, which literally means anytime. Coverage from Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and third-party insurers, and subject to policy terms. Bundle discount not available in all states or situations.
KQSN Tempe.
Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K240U Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
It's time for the third hour.
All right, people, settle down because it's time.
Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show.
Let's do it.
All right, everybody. 5 o'clock right here on the Big CU Daily Blender. the Diamondbacks at least are not losing yet in the middle of the second inning. It's a 0-0 thing there in Chicago as they play the Cubs, just so you know, in case you care, and even if you don't. 888-368-1580. We had a new texter, and we were trying to figure out the hell this guy's talking about. And he says, hard to text on Tentanol. What the hell is Tentanol?
Tentanol.
Well,
what is Tentanol?
I have no idea what's going on. I don't know if I'm going to let you be Helly is my birch. If we do that, it's got to be my birch. I have to leave it exactly the way it is, the way it was typed. So that means Helly is your tree. So if that's acceptable, that's what we'll do. But I'm not going to have texter nicknames that are saying mean, nasty things to other hosts here on the station. But I like Helly is my birch because he is a tree. 888-368-1580. Let's see. Let's get caught up on this text line real fast. Fed fan says, hey, Rob Diz, make sure your furniture doesn't get delivered by FedEx. Might end up in Yuba or, broken on the driveway. Blissful Hez says, I'm reading Cobra and Ford are playing tonight for the Celtics.
Cobra and Horford.
I think I meant Cobra and Horford. Cobra being Marcus Smart.
Cobra and Horford.
That ain't a mistake. He did that on purpose because he capitalized Hor and Ford.
Okay.
Apple says, let's go Bears. We'll get there, Apples. Take it easy. The Jet says, look at the Andre's size comparison when he came in the league. He's gotten bigger every year. In a year or two, he's going to control the basket. You feel like you should be there now. You know what I'm saying? Don't you feel like he should already be there?
Are we talking about Ayton?
Yeah.
Does he not? What do you mean control the basket? I mean, if you mean defensively, yeah, he does.
I want to see some more offensive rebounds.
And I just see the whole team bail the moment they miss a shot. So I don't know. Again, that's why I don't want to blame him necessarily, because I watch other teams. Like last night, I was watching the Warriors, and the Warriors miss a shot, and everybody's going to the basket. I watch the Suns miss a shot, and everybody's going away from the basket. So I don't know what to make of that. If that's what they're doing, to just say, hey, you know what, we're going back on defense. The rebounds that matter are the defensive rebounds.
Well, we did call Randy for more than a few years. Holy God, please play some defense, didn't we? We were screaming, get back on defense. I mean, there's got to be some middle ground, though. You got to play both ends of the court. You can't just give up one. Mr. Wilbur says, the question is this: is DeAndre Ayton like Dwight Howard? Dwight Howard looked really good on the showroom floor, and in some cases he drove pretty well and appeared to be somewhat reliable. But as far as really having you enjoy him from a performance standpoint, like a BMW, Dwight is only a Chevy. And the question is, will DeAndre Ayton turn out to be only a Chevy, or will he someday mature into being that Jaguar?
I think he's going to mature, and I think this guy is a shooting phenomenon, and I think the Suns are underusing him. That's why I asked you guys, are we using him correctly? And do the Suns understand what they have?
And I'm saying no. I mean, like, for instance, you look at a guy like Rudy Gobert, who takes attempts 8 shots a game, something like that, really low number. But that's because everybody knows Rudy Gobert can't score around the basket. It's not a consistent thing that he does. And it's funny that I don't remember who the texter was that brought up Dwight Howard. That was going to be my example. Dwight Howard is a guy that wanted more touches and started, demanding that, and got his coach fired over it because he wanted to play more back to the basket. He didn't want to just be a pick and roll lob guy. Only Dwight Howard didn't have that in his game. And I think that that's the difference between Dwight Howard and DeAndre Ayton is Ayton's already got that. He came into the league with that. So getting him more touches, more opportunities around the basket. Like, look, if he can't do it, you'll see, but we don't really even see it. And, the fact that people look at him, and if it's strong finishes you want, well, the scouting report was DeAndre Ayton was not the most explosive guy. I
didn't draft him.
So if that's what you want, that's not what he is.
You talk about he can mature, or he has matured. That's something that he by now. Hey, guess what, buddy? You're in the NBA. Let's do this thing. Yeah,
I'm just talking about, is he getting enough opportunities to really show what he can do? Because he's been allowed to do. I think he's done great.
I don't think
In-
Monty Williams is using him wrong. I think Monty Williams is using him the best he can, and this is what he is, and as good as he's going to get.
At 23 years old, that can't be like at 23
As an
years old.
athlete, you can't just say at 23 years old. This guy, he's played in junior high, high school, college, and now here he is.
The NBA doesn't work that way.
He doesn't have it in him.
The LeBron at 23 that we saw later on winning championships, that was not the same guy. Like the when you see players come in at 23, the reason why they try and draft these guys so young is 23 years old, you're still not in your prime. You're still not the player you're going to be.
But
if you're developed well.
The reason he got drafted out of high school, LeBron, is you saw what was coming. You saw there was something amazing there that was coming, and you didn't have to worry about his aggression. You didn't have to worry about what he would give or do. DeAndre Ayton does not have that, and that's fine. Be that player in a situation where that works. The Phoenix Suns needed more from him, didn't get more from him, so it's time to.
And that's what I'm saying is it may not be time. If you don't give him the ability to do more, there isn't more he can do. If he's only taking 11 shots a game and he's got this offensive polish around the basket, I don't think you've given him enough.
So you're saying that Monty Williams is a bad coach?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying I disagree with the decision that Monty made. Look, Monty knows more than me. It's possible DeAndre Ayton, somebody calls up the agent, calls up the Suns, the sign and trade happens. DeAndre's somewhere else. Team's giving him more touches, and you just go, well, damn, maybe that's all that he had. I just don't think so.
At the U of A, played 35 games at the U of A. Okay. I'm not going to go through his accolades, even though he was a consensus All-American. He was freshman of the year, that business right there. I will tell you that he averaged every game as far as points. He averaged 20 points per game,
which in the college game is 8 minutes shorter. So it's not like he can't do it, but like they go to him early in games, and then third quarter on, why are we not throwing the ball in a DA? It's one of those things that does confuse me.
He's a 73% free throw shooter. His field goal percentage is 34.3. I'm sorry, 61.2.
I don't think I'm going to argue with you on this, Keon, but I'm going to say you will be proven right when he gets traded and becomes the player you're saying he's going to become. I just don't think he's going to happen here in Phoenix.
I just don't know if Phoenix, and I'm not saying Monty's a bad coach, I don't know if they have used him correctly. When he said on the bench, that stuck with me, and I've been thinking on that all night. I can't pass the ball to myself. It sounds like he wants the ball more, and he wants to be able to score more. And it sounds like that CP3 and Booker and the rest of the guys don't realize that he wants the ball more down low.
Maybe he needs more sleep and less video games.
I mean, maybe, but that's still not going to help him get the ball to himself. And that's not the reason why they weren't getting him the ball. So, like, if it was, hey, DeAndre Ayton went out there, and night after night, you just go, dude, you're 1 for 10. What's going on? Sleep. But that's not what's been going on here.
Joe the Show says, yes, DA does not get the appropriate amount of touches, not because his style of play, it's because those touches go to Devin Booker. But say it again for the people in the back, Randy. Pour us up a double shot, dilly dilly. Hefty Lefty says, season with total lines are out for the NFL. Commanders at 7.5, Cards at 9, Colts at 9.5. What are you guys thinking? Over for my Colts.
Somebody wants to talk football. That's what I'm thinking.
Over for the Cards and Commandos.
I'll take
under.
I'll take the under 2. Literally, I think they're going to hit 7 exactly.
Lost Toby thinks the new texter might be on fentanyl. Make sure you have those Narcan pens then, buddy. Yeah. Apples is trying to get FedFan to have a date. No Apples. I think we're going to protect FedFan from this. 6724 says the Cream's back. Will win on money shot line. The hell's that?
Maybe that's fentanyl right there talking.
Maybe it is fentanyl.
Maybe that's a dose of fentanyl right there.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put in Helly is my Birch as the texture nickname.
Helly is my Birch.
Yeah, it's not mean. It's just
if you ever met Dale Helly, if you ever met Dale Hellestrae,
Mhm.
A, he's the nicest man you ever want to meet, and B, he could just like one punch and
Yeah.
drive you into the ground like a pile driver, just like
John Henry with a railroad spike,
Yeah,
just like that. But-
He's huge, man.
he is the nicest man you ever want to meet. Why do you want to call him your Birch?
Well, I think he means something else, but he just spelled it wrong, and I just think it's funny. Now Helly is his tree. We'd prefer you had a better Texture nickname, so you better come up with one, buddy. Mr. J says, in our history of bad centers, are we really contemplating not keeping Ayton? I mean, what's the alternative out there?
Well, I mean, I agree with that, but what else, what do you do if you're the Phoenix Suns and you're looking back on this series with Dallas and you're looking back on this season? What do you do? I mean, what kind of decisions do you make to try to make this team
Okay.
better?
I'm going to agree with you, Randy, on your assessment. Coach Fonte, is a good coach. They won the hell out of the regular season, and it sort of fell apart here with the Mavericks. And but let's be honest, struggling with the Pelicans, that was kind of the foreshadowing of things to come, right? So you have to think about now, okay, DeAndre Ayton is somebody that can still mature into being what we need him to be. You've got Devin Booker. Okay, so you still got Chris Paul, but here's the thing. Then you're right, Keon and Randy. Maybe the coaching has to go a different direction with this. Maybe they have to decide, okay, we've been effective in doing one thing. If we miss a shot on offense, everybody's sprinting back on defense. Maybe we need to try to do like the Warriors did last night, was attack the ball on both ends. And then, let's start using DeAndre Ayton underneath a little bit more. Let's work that paint. If you don't have a good look outside on the perimeter, make it sure he gets into the paint to him. Sure. That is all that Monty can do other than make changes that fit what he's trying to do.
I would agree with that 110%. And I think you got to change your looks. Look, Devin Booker is a great shooter. Devin Booker is a once in a lifetime shooter. But you've got DeAndre Ayton under the hoop. I mean, this kid, that's the way he made his living in college. And I don't mean that he's getting paid in college. Of course he was getting paid. But I'm not just saying this kid was making money. I'm just telling you, this kid was a monster in college. Why not give him a shot? Why not get the ball into him instead of looking at Booker all the time, or instead of looking at Cam Johnson all the time? Why not kick the ball in to let DeAndre Ayton do his magic?
Helly is my Birch says trade D Hop and D Ayton to Texas A&M for picks. I think we're going to stop reading his for a while.
Okay.
Wow.
Go ahead, Keon.
I'm just, I mean, like, to me, it's, if you think that DeAndre Ayton is not a good fit, don't like the attitude, don't like the motor, all that other stuff, like, okay, move on. I get that. But I want to be more patient with the guy that's a true 7-footer, that's got that shot making ability, that's shown a little bit of playmaking ability when it comes to passing out to others and finding open guys when he himself gets doubled. And if you have one of the true 7-footers in the league that doesn't get played off the floor when teams go to smaller lineups, because DeAndre Ayton is actually athletic enough to get up and down the floor, it doesn't look like he's laboring like a lot of 7-foot tall guys are. I would like to build on that. I'd like to see what more you can do with that, because I don't think that we've seen it all.
I think I'm going to change that Texter's nickname to Fentanyl Frank. I don't know what his name is, but of course I don't want to promote fentanyl, so we're going to have to come up with something
works
for
for
him.
me.
Nah, I don't want to do that.
Yeah, because if Dale sees that,
What if Dale Hellestrae hates birch trees, and now he's just as mad if it says the other thing?
Oh, and he'll smash everything within sight.
Yeah.
You know how he does.
We can't afford a whole lot more of them monitors that he smashes.
Yeah,
so
well, that's true. Yeah.
All right, so help me come up with something for this crazy man. I don't.
Plumber's crack. I've got a bunch. I have Plumber's crack.
Here, go ahead. I'm just going to decide for
Helly's
me.
puppet. How about Helly's puppet?
No, that's the opposite of how he feels.
Ghost proctologist. How about that?
I like that one. Ghost proctologist. Okay, your ghost proctologist. Until
Magic lube Oily stool.
No, we're good. We're
Herpes
good.
Street.
So,
Daddy.
Whoever the hell this is now Ghost Proctologist. 6724 is Ghost Proctologist until he comes up with a sober thought or a better idea.
I got to take that out of the list here, and it's not letting me do that.
We can figure that out. The Jet says, Jeffrey, please don't use the word amazing and LeBron in the same sentence. Lakers suck. Well, you got to remember that was before he was a Laker. Blissful Hayes says, if I'm Monty Williams, I'm signing Ayton to the max deal. Also, Suns need to hit the weight room. All of them got to get stronger.
Well, it's true, but the Suns, to me, and correct me if I'm wrong, and I'm sure you will, fourth dimension, the Suns are two-dimensional. They don't have a third. They don't have a guy they can go to. And, listening to what DeAndre said in that game in the heat of battle, I can't pass it to myself. Don't you think you owe him this guy's been here 3 years now. Don't you think you owe him an opportunity to make his way?
I don't know that you owe anybody that you pay.
I mean, maybe not, but in terms of what you want to get out of him, if what you want out of him is more production,
what does Coach want out of him? That's a good question and a good point, because you're right. If Coach wanted some more out of him, then he would be getting him the ball more.
I see. I don't know it because I don't know what they're thinking. I don't know if they're thinking just get the ball to Booker, just get the ball to CP3, let him create. We're not even thinking about DA. Maybe
there's a good chance the players are going off Monty's script too.
Well, maybe they've got to think outside the box. Maybe they have to think about another dynamic, which would be DeAndre under the hoop.
Because a lot of what the Suns do is mid-range stuff, and it's fun to watch a team actually feast on the mid-range when the rest of the NBA's kind of abandoned it. But here's what I do know. If you're not shooting threes and you're not getting those shots around the basket, your margin of error is nothing. The Warriors were able to make some mistakes last night because they're shooting a crap ton of threes.
Yeah, right.
And we've seen the Sixers be able to make similar mistakes because they got Joel Embiid when he's healthy down there, and he can get any shot around the basket he wants. When you're shooting just mid-range jumpers, when that doesn't fall, if you start turning the ball over, you're done. And that's what we saw.
Let me rattle through these texts real fast because I want to get to quarterbacks, and I'll never get there if we don't get this done. Joe the Show says, Jeffrey, you hit the nail on the head. When DeAndre Ayton leaves Phoenix, he'll reach that potential, and that's just the story of the Suns organization. Build players, trade them away, they become great. Shake my head. Big George says, I actually agree with Randy. I don't think DA is being used effectively. Problem is, will he ever be used to his strengths here in Phoenix? That's what I was saying. Should the Suns trade him for someone that actually fits in the system? Notice how George just repeats what we say sometimes. He totally just repeats
it. That is exactly what you say.
Yeah. Boogie says, if you're Phoenix Suns, you give them a max deal. Monty and AD sit down and figure it out. It's on Monty to fix that relationship because you're not going to find another center that type of talent available. This is not scorched earth situation. A strong leader could fix this.
So is it Monty or is it CP3? That's what I want to know.
It's a good question. Tiger Paws says, hey, I need a couple of pours for my nephews, please, Randy. One who's graduating, from U of A, with his studies being included in the Navy tomorrow, missed his ceremonies last week because of COVID. And then his brother who just turned 21.
Wow. Okay.
Line him up.
All right.
She also says, rumor has it, far back as mid-season, DeAndre Ayton's been putting out mutterings about how he'd like to get out of there. So you have to go back and look at the mid-season. What changed?
But why does he want to get out of there? Is it because he's not being used?
Probably. Apple says, what you Twitters? I'm going to make an account. Well, make the account and then we'll tell you. I mean, but I got to get to this break here. Hefty Lefty says you could call him the new meth. No, we're good. We got him. Lost Toby sent me a meme. I'll look at that during the break. Kiss the Cook says, how about just the knuckle as a texter nickname? Well, hey, Randy, put that one in the system. That's good. Just the knuckle.
That's good.
Rough Rob says maybe Sweaty Sean was the only one to get the most out of DA. Blissful Hayes says DeAndre needs to learn to dribble up court like giant anus Antetokounmpo. It's not giant anus. It's Giannis Antetokounmpo. Fed fan says height makes a difference. Thompson was able to make the same jump shots as CP3 because he's taller. If Ayton has no desire to gain body strength, he'll never go beyond his skill level that he has now.
Dude, he's 250 pounds and it's muscle.
Tihuas says Ayton does not have the killer instinct necessary out of to be a traditional center.
Could be.
He is a true power forward.
Could be.
And finally, Bala 51 says George likes lamp. All right, there, boom. I've cleared the text line. We're moving on to NFL quarterbacks next. By God, I swear we're doing this. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Hey, is this line secure?
Franco cybersecurity firm secured a contract, and that's all we're allowed to say.
We have a green light on hiring.
He needs web security professionals with a military background.
3 teams of 4, 24-hour rotations, but Protocol Zulu is on a need-to-know basis.
Indeed can help him hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. You can schedule and conduct virtual interviews right from the Indeed dashboard, so you can stay organized and connected all the way to the hire. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Think you know about meth? Think again. Today's methamphetamine is far more potent, more addictive, and more deadly than ever before. Today's meth is often laced with the deadly drug fentanyl. In fact, deaths from meth use have doubled in Arizona. What can you do? Get the facts at thenewmeth.com and know there's hope and resources for recovery. This message is sponsored by the Substance Abuse Coalition Leaders of Arizona.
Steve Jurich here. After working in financial services for over 20 years, I finally confirmed what investors really want, including me. And it's simple. All they're asking for is 20% annual return with no risk and 100% liquidity. Here's the problem. A money market is safe and liquid, but offers almost zero yield. Mutual funds and ETFs are liquid with upside potential, but aren't safe. A carefully selected next generation index annuity through IQ Wealth may offer 10% ample liquidity, principal protection, and a lifetime income yield potentially double to triple that of quality bonds. By yielding more income using fewer dollars, our system allocates more money for you for capital growth. It's a winning combination.
Call leading annuity authority Steve Jurich now. 480-902-3333. Guarantees rely on the claims paying ability of the insurer, so compare with Steve. 480-902-3333. Call Steve now.
When you run a business, you need to be in control. And while you can't control everything that happens in the world of business, you can definitely take control of your utility expenses with the help of Harmon Solar. Give them a call and see how your company can save up to 80% on that monthly electric bill with zero down and no payments for 12 months. Harmon Solar is a local family-owned company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar, 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189. Or go to harmonsolar.com.
Arizona Rattlers football.
Exclusively on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
And at 1580thefanatic.com.
Oh, yeah, I like that. Tune in to hear every home game live.
Let's go, boys.
Don't miss a second of all the high-paced action as the Rattlers chase another world championship.
Hey, if we're going to win, it's going to be on us.
Rattlers football on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic. Or streaming live at 1580thefanatic.com.
Welcome back to the Daily Blender on this Thursday, May 19th. And one of the things I love about betting my favorite sports is that I'm always finding new player props or game props that I love on the FanDuel Sportsbook. And you can combine prop bets from multiple games and now even multiple sports. It's called Same Game Parlay Plus, and you can only find it on the FanDuel Sportsbook. Combined NBA playoff player props. Say that 5 times fast. Combined
five
NBA,
times fast.
No.
No. I was just doing what I was told.
No. Combined NBA playoff player props you love with your favorite baseball home run hitters for a chance to score an even bigger playout. I got to tell you, there is so many opportunities for you to jump on to the FanDuel app and get in on the action. There's a lot of prop bets that are on there. You can use the site to make the same game player and list out the odds. You can include NBA playoffs, MLB, NHL. They've got it all on the FanDuel Sportsbook app, and you just have to download it and use promo code Randy1580 to get your first bet risk-free up to $1,000. Now, remember, Randy1580 is lucky. It's been lab proven. We've had the doctors and the physicists and Jeffrey O'Brien in the lab confirming this.
That's
But
a true
if you use
story.
The Randy 1580.
We hooked
you can
electrodes up to it,
Yep,
and we
yep,
did some
yep.
tests. We did
Got a
positive
car-
and negative tests.
Yep.
We
Got a car
subjected
battery.
it to
Yep,
plasma.
yep.
We put it in
Oh,
the
yep,
super
yep.
collider, and
Yep.
all tests were positive
Yep.
that Randy
Yep.
1580 is the superior promo code for FanDuel.
Well, and there you go. You can make every moment more and download the FanDuel Sportsbook app and use Randy 1580 so they know I sent you. Remember, you got to be 21 or older, present in Arizona. First online real money wager only. Refund issued as non-withdrawable site credit that expires in 7 days. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem, 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT STEP to 53342. You know, Dale, he's got a code.
Yeah.
Steve, he's got a code.
They're not bad. They're just not as good.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because Jeffrey used my code, and look, he's doubled
Rolling
his
in it.
damn money. He's just
Rolling.
rolling in cash. So if you want to win with the FanDuel Sportsbook app, you got to use my code Randy1580.
I just want you guys to know that I think I think we did the right thing not calling him Fentanyl Frank. I mean, that was I liked it. It was pretty good.
Okay. All
But
right.
I don't want to send the wrong message. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? So
Mhm.
Ghost Proctologist actually does fit this
All right.
because he's texted a few more things that make 0% sense.
Okay. Okay.
So I don't know. I don't know.
I
It
may
might
have to
be-
play that tonight on the my stepson gave me a PS4.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God! I've got a golf game,
Mhm.
and I got one of those army games, war games.
Yeah,
I think it's
Ghost Recon.
Ghost
Recon.
Protocol.
No.
Ghost.
Oh, that's the Tom
Ghost.
Clancy.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. I'm still trying to figure out what the hell I'm doing. I get killed every time I log in. But listen, I don't care.
Yeah, sounds fun. Maybe you should invite me over to play with it.
You want to come over and play?
Damn.
You want to come over?
There's no way that sentence worked out. Why you invite
You
me
wanna-
over to play with it? I mean, no, I
You
had
wanna-
to play
you
with
wanna
you.
come over and
No,
play with
wait,
it?
Video
Jeffrey?
games. Yeah, why don't you invite me over to play the video games?
You want to come over and play the video games with me?
Just promise me there's free candy in the van. Just that's all I need. Joe the Show says, I'm calling it right now. Matt Ryan for MVP.
Wow.
You being sarcastic?
Who's to say
well,
Matt
Matt Ryan's
Ryan
been
does
an
not
MVP.
have? Who's to say Matt Ryan doesn't have a career season this year?
Well, let me tell you something that it was a weird comment by a guy who would know, but it was a weird comment by Reggie Wayne. Now, Reggie Wayne is now a wide receiver coach for the Indianapolis Colts. And here was his quote. He says, it makes me throw up how much Matt Ryan reminds me of Peyton Manning. The hell am I supposed to make of that sentence? It makes me throw up how much he reminds me of Peyton so much. He says he's the epitome of a leader. In meetings, he's vocal. He's trying to get connections with receivers, trying to get extra as much as possible. But why would that make you throw up that he's a lot like Peyton Manning? That's the part I just don't get in that quote.
I don't know. I will say that Peyton Manning in his time in the NFL was known as a demanding son of a bitch. I mean, like everything had to be Peyton's way. And part of that was Peyton wanted perfection. He demanded perfection. And so,
Maybe that's what it is.
Dude shows up and is demanding that same thing. You just go, wow, really? There's two of
So
you?
he's having a visceral reaction to Mr. Perfect trying to come back.
on, man. Do you think Tom Brady doesn't have his detractors as well?
Oh, here it is. You're absolutely right, Keon. Let me read the rest. With Ryan's years of experience in this league, it will be a kind of help these young guys. I remember having a quarterback with some experience. That was everything for me. He comes in, he's vocal, he demands excellence, he admits his mistakes, and as a receiver, that's what you love. So at least Peyton was admitting his mistakes as he went, but yeah, being very, very demanding and perfectionist, and that means everybody's working harder and running them routes and practice. So maybe that's what he means. It's just a weird thing to say. It makes me want to throw up how much Matt Ryan is like Peyton Manning.
And I think he meant that a little tongue in cheek too. Not that he seriously hated it or anything like that.
No.
Just
tongue in cheek.
The guy who makes you want to throw up, the guy you're comparing him to, gave you 7 1,000-yard seasons. So
yeah,
just saying.
I don't think he meant that in a bad way at all.
And Joe the Show, he doesn't mean it in a bad way either. He says, I'm 100% serious. Hey, I'll take it. I will take it to see the Colts do that well, my friend. And that means the over is correct on the projections.
The last time Matt Ryan even had anything remotely resembling a running game, he was an MVP. So it's not that crazy.
So we are talking NFL quarterbacks, and it makes me very happy.
We made it.
It took us long enough, but here we are. There is an NFL quarterback who I'm not sure he's going to make the field now. Deshaun Watson was in court yesterday, and he admitted that Ashley Solis cried at the end of the massage. He said that he texted her, said, "Sorry about you feeling uncomfortable. Never were the intentions. Let me know if you want to work in the future. My apologies." And that was because she claimed that Andy says that Watson intentionally touched her with his dangling participle during the massage. That's why she reacted that way. And they asked him in court, "Why did you send an apology?" He said, "Well, yeah, she was teary-eyed, and I was trying to figure out what was going on. So I assumed she was uncomfortable for whatever reason. We talked about working in the future, and I said, we can do that. Just let me know." And then I sent apologies for whatever she was teary-eyed about. That right there, that does not bode well. That does not bode well. I feel like, yes, suspension is upcoming. I mean, just that right there, where you admit when you were done with the massage, the girl was crying, and this was the first girl who came forward.
Yeah.
There are 22 others. So this does not look good for Deshaun Watson, does it?
It doesn't. And it's weird because he had the opportunity last year to settle about 18 of those cases, and he didn't do it. And so now this is just a 22, case specter just haunting him now forever.
Yeah, but if the NFL sees a guy settling 18 cases,
yeah, no, they are going to do something about it. But there's a difference between you've settled it and the league is now going to do something about it, as opposed to this looks bad and there's 22 more. He was always going to be in some form of trouble, but now stuff is going to come out, especially as the NFL interviews him alongside his lawyer and alongside the lawyer of the victims. What's going to happen is this stuff is not, court. So there's going to be leaks. We're going to hear about some of this stuff, and it is going to impact how the league makes their final decision.
Last Optimist says he's still not getting suspended until after the cases are resolved in 2023. But as some of this information comes out, I feel like the NFL has the discretion to go ahead and do their thing if they have to, right?
Yeah, the NFL doesn't. They're not.
They're choosing to watch and see what happens, but these sorts of things start coming out. You start getting this testimony from Deshaun Watson, and you have everything else that's going on. I feel like there's a good chance. Optimist.
Like the NFL is only waiting until the cases are resolved because they don't want to set the precedent of jumping the gun. But if there is enough convincing evidence, there is nothing that stops the NFL from doing that.
Joe the Show says, concerning what Jeffrey just quoted, if you're a guy, you know that's a load of bullshit. And then he just stops typing. You're talking about the Deshaun Watson quote, I hope. This is going to get weird. Let's just leave it with that. And I'll be surprised if he sees the field. Big George says, "Hey guys, Diamondbacks are winning 2-0 right now over Chicago Cubs in the 4th inning. Be positive, Randy." Yeah. But we're talking NFL quarterbacks, George. So
yeah.
Read the room, George.
Yeah.
Tijuaz says Justin Herbert will be the MVP this year. I'd say Herbert? I mean, perfectly good chance of it. Yeah,
a very good chance. I mean, he had a good offensive line last year, and they went ahead and made that better. Re-signed, his deep threat weapon there. Oh man, the Chargers look absolutely horrifying. And God forbid Odell Beckham Jr. decides, you know what, I like that team. Like they need more talent on that squad.
King Kenton says, if you go outside in the shade, you can feel the cooler air that's blowing down from the north. It's 98 degrees outside. The hell are you talking about? Apples? He's still going after FedFan. Ookla says, about flipping time. What about my Texans? What do you mean, what about your Texans? What about your Texans?
Davis Mills. He still has a very long neck.
Hefty Lefty says Austin Coley probably still gets nauseous when he thinks about Peyton throwing him those 2 hospital balls that pretty much ended his career.
Yeah.
Last Optimist says if they suspend him this year, there'll be another suspension after the cases are resolved. Maybe. I don't think that's necessary. Interesting. Joe the Show says, yep. Tiger Paws says, as a massage therapist, apparently DW is very clueless as to the services of legitimate massage therapists, as opposed to the type he thought he was getting, or the fact that all massage therapists are not willing to massage everything. I think there is a point. There is a point. Now you've got all these girls, and he knew better. That you can't. You go a couple of massage therapists in, and you know better. And come on, there's no way he didn't know better.
There isn't. And just the amount of people he reached out to, because the people who are accusing him of sexual misconduct is not everybody he had as a massage therapist.
Mm-hmm.
And you talk to some of the former athletes, or you hear some of them talk, none of them have more than 2.
Trey Lance. I just want to move on.
That's fair.
They say Trey Lance has taken on the leadership role in welcoming the rookies to the team. Shouldn't Jimmy Garoppolo be doing that? He's still there. Why is Trey Lance stepping up and doing this?
That means that everybody in the building knows.
Yeah. He showed up to the practice field on the first day of the rookie mini camp and met everybody in person. He texted the rookies. He welcomed to the team, and he got all the, he went after all these phone numbers and said, hey, I want to take care of this. Of course, all the rookies are now looking at him and excited to work with him. Of course, one of the reasons maybe Garoppolo is not involved in this is he's rehabbing after he got that shoulder surgery. But yeah. This is Trey Lance is he's like, I'm every opportunity. I want this job.
And he should feel that way. The team traded up in the draft to the 3rd pick to go get him. That you don't do that unless you think that guy's a starter. So he ought to feel like he's a starter. And you know what? I sat down, I learned the offense, I sat behind Jimmy G. Now I feel like I understand it, and the game's moving a little bit slower. I gotta step up and be the leader.
Isn't get him, this Tiger. The year for Trey Lance? Isn't this the year of Trey Lance?
Possibly. There was still a lot of him and Han about Jimmy Garoppolo, but I think you're right. It feels like this is the year for Trey Lance.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Are you ready to hear from somebody who sounds a lot like an abused person? Yeah. Now, keep in mind, when I say
Cardinal fan,
men get abused in relationships, Will Smith, and women get abused in relationships. But this sounds like somebody who has suffered abuse.
Okay.
Joe Burrow. His quote was,
"Oh boy,
last year, I got sacked a lot, but they weren't all bad sacks." This is a guy who got sacked so many times that the level of how bad a sack was. It's like, oh, that was a good sack. That was all right. I only lost the air in my lungs for about a second. I'm good. It just seems like somebody who has been dealing with abuse, that the level of horribleness is here. And everybody else, if you've been sacked half as much as him, would be like, "The hell's going on here?"
He's trying to be a good teammate.
Is it that, or they went to the Super Bowl and the sacks didn't mean that much?
Here's what he says. Here's the thing about sacks. So there's good sacks and there's bad sacks.
He's not wearing. Here's the other thing that bothers me about this: the kid's not wearing his knee brace in preseason practice. He's not wearing his knee brace.
What if he was saying something else and he just pronounces sex weird?
What?
Here's the thing about sex. So there's good sex and there's bad sex. You look at the stats. Yeah, I got sex a lot. But then you look at when they happen. 3rd down sex. Who cares about 3rd down sex? I'm going to try to extend the play as long as I can to get about the 1st down and 3rd down.
You didn't hear me about his knee brace, did you?
Well, that's not going to stop him from having sex.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't know whether to feel, good or bad about the knee brace thing where, if he feels good enough that he doesn't need it, that's fine. But I just think he's trying to be a good teammate. I think he's trying not to throw the organization
How
under
is
the bus.
that a good teammate though? By
He's-
not
he's
wearing
not-
your
He's not
No,
selling
no,
out the
I'm
O-line.
talking-
on that left foot.
I'm
on that
talking
left
about
knee.
not criticizing the offensive line.
Isn't most of the
Uh,
O-line gone now? He could say what he wants.
Well, no, it's the tackle. The left tackle's still there. The guards are still there, but they went out and got Lyle Collins at the right tackle, and that's going to help a bunch.
FedFan and I agree on this. If nothing else, this. Joe Burrow has Stockholm Syndrome. All right, we got to take a break. When we come back, we've got on this date in Big George's sports history and a massively huge wheel of sports. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
This is Brent Musburger's action update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Heads up, sports bettors. Right now, you can try VSiN All Access free for 30 days with no credit card required. Visit vsin.com/free month to sign up now.
Playoff action coming up on Friday night. First off in the NBA, Game 2 of the Western Conference Finals, where Golden State leads the Mavericks 1-0. Golden State is favored by 6.5 points in game number 2. The over-under has been set at 214. A couple Game 2s of second-round matchups in the Stanley Cup playoffs. Rangers at the Hurricanes. Carolina leads that series 1-0. They are minus 175 favorites in Game 2 on Friday night. And the Oilers and Flames will play in Calgary. Calgary leads that series 1-0. And they also are minus 175 favorites in Game number 2. For the latest odds all the time, visit vsin.com. I'm Matt Pauley on Arizona's sports betting station, 1580 The Fanatic.
NASCAR Championship weekend is back at Phoenix Raceway. Drivers will put it all on the line to claim NASCAR greatness. The Truck Series Championship kicked things off Friday night under the lights. We're going to tear it up tonight. Followed by an action-packed Saturday, where fans will witness an ARCA and Xfinity Series Championship doubleheader. Don't miss out on the action November 4th and 5th. Get your tickets now for NASCAR Championship weekend at PhoenixRaceway.com or call 866-408-RACE.
Seems like everything is going electric these days. Electric cars, electric trucks. What you save on gas, you pay for with that electric bill. With all these things being plugged into your house, seems like everything is going electric these days. Electric cars, electric trucks. What you save on gas, you pay for with that electric bill. With all these things being plugged into your house, wouldn't it be nice to save up to 85% on your monthly electric bill? Well, you can do that with zero down and no payments for 12 months. Call Harmon Solar. Harmon Solar is a family-owned, woman-owned local company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar, 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189. Or go to harmonsolar.com.
1580 The Fanatic and at 1580thefanatic.com.
Sponsored by CDW. IT solutions work for you. It's
1580 The Fanatic and at 1580thefanatic.com.
Your home for sports.
I have no idea what just happened there. How does a PGA update have the ability to fire off a bunch of elements in that computer?
Well, I mean, Phil was trying to tell us about the PGA.
So you think it's the Saudis?
I think it's Saudis.
I think it'd be safe if we don't try to play those anymore. I'll be honest. Something's weird going on there. Okay. Well, is there anything we got to do here for something? We got to do something for something?
No.
Anything going on?
On this date in Big George's sports
Oh, yeah,
history.
hold on, I'll be right back.
Yeah.
I love how you guys just jump right up and I
thought the
say
computer
walk off the screen for a second.
I'm sorry. I'm still a little confused as to what happened.
That was
A
a computer
moment ago.
meltdown. That's what happened.
Yeah, it just felt like it was possessed. Like I had my hands over here and it's doing its own thing. And I
thought you had your elbow on something.
Nope.
Bum, 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 bum.
Well, so that happened. All right. What do you say we get right to it, though? It's time now, ladies and gentlemen, for On This Date in Big George's sports history. Back in the year 1915, Pittsburgh Pirates player manager Fred Clark filed for the patent for flip-down sunglasses designed for use in the outfield. In addition to the sunglasses, which he believed would be good for motorists too, the future Hall of Famer also created and would be issued patents for sliding pad and a mechanical method of positioning the rain tarp. Well, that's pretty cool there. But they don't use mechanical method for positioning the rain tarp. So I guess they didn't use that. But the sunglasses, you don't see them anymore, do you, though? The flip ups?
No.
People used to wear those all the time.
Well, yeah, you do, but they're kind of new and modern looking. But most of the time, I had a pair of those flip ups.
Yeah, back in the day, right?
Yeah.
You see a lot of ball players wear those. Maybe it's because now you get the contact lenses or something, so you just wear sunglasses.
Well, I don't know about the contact lenses, but they
You
have
can't flip up the contact lenses.
They got different flip downs now. I've seen guys use them.
Hmm.
Very rare, but I see guys use them.
This Fred Clark guy was a real interesting guy. Not only was he an inventor, not only was he a player manager, but remember, this is 1915. He had a heck of a life. He in 1947, he was out fishing in northern Minnesota with his wife. They were thrown into the icy northern Minnesota waters by a storm, but they survived, and he went fishing again the next day. And then after that, not too long later, he was nearly shot accidentally while quail hunting, probably with a young Dick Cheney. And then later, he survived a gas furnace explosion in his basement.
Oh, boy.
He died at the age of 87 back in 1960. So almost drowned, almost shot, almost blown to hell up.
I'm curious, how did he actually die?
His chute didn't open.
Yeah,
he was 87,
sure.
Keon. What do you mean? How did he actually die? He died of death.
Okay, I'm just saying this is a guy that seems like he got a lot of, first off, he's not afraid of anything. And death was trying to catch him a bunch of other times before, and death was failing real hard. So I'm just saying, what if he was the kind of guy at 87, he was just out there doing something badass, and that's what got him.
He took an odd spill in roller derby practice, Keon. How did he die at 87?
People die of things other than old age at 87. I'm just asking.
Usually that's not true. They just die of 87. That's what they die of.
Okay, that's not a bad question. I stand by my question.
Well, look it up. I don't know. Look it up. Frank Clark. Okay, he died in 1960. Go at it. Ghost Proctologist says, "You all are great all day. Thanks for the laughs. Not good out here." Oh, dude. Now, okay. Now I'm just gonna block you. Lacrosse guy says, "Man Card Hall of Fame. That guy should be in." Yeah, you're right. If there was a Man Card Hall of Fame, that guy should be in it. Hefty Lefty says he also probably realizes that ripping on your offensive line in the media, Joe Burrow, is not a great idea. I reckon he and the coaches in the line have had many talks in practice regarding sacks. Keep the big boys happy and take care of that in-house. You are correct. Lost Toby says Trey Lance will be MVP. You heard it here first. And yes, I have been drinking. Yeah, you didn't even have to say the last part, Lost Toby. Kiss the Cook says a good sack is not being okay. I can't read that, but that is funny. Nasser Marcus says goal line stand sacks isn't half bad. Big George says, okay, sorry for not reading the room, but it is 3-0 Diamondbacks now. Anyways, here's a football quarterback question. When will the Cardinals trade Kyler Murray and get a real leader in there?
I don't think they're going to trade him. It's really hard to move quarterbacks if they've got top tier talent, which Kyler clearly does, because it's either you're going to get fleeced in the deal.
Does he have top tier?
The talent, his actual physical abilities.
What do you mean? He can throw to Diop pretty good.
Yeah, and he's got the speed and the mobility.
He can't hit anybody else.
I mean, he can.
He's failed 2 years in a row in a damn playoff game.
I think that Kyler's shortcomings
lost to the damn Bears. He lost to the Rams again.
I think those are psychological.
You're going to try to make a case, and I'm going to keep shooting you down.
I'm saying it's
hands
more
the ball off. Okay.
Yeah, I'm saying Kyler's problems.
You have no argument here. You have no argument. You're talking to a Cardinals fan.
I'm saying Kyler's problems are between the years. He's immature and not a good leader.
Kyler's problem needs to go to the damn baseball field. Get him the hell out of here.
I'm saying as a football player, his physical tools.
He's not a football player. He's a baby. He gets get the hell out of here.
All of those things can be true, and he can still be good at playing football, which he is.
No, he's not good at. He's not. If he was good at playing football, we would have won the playoff game last year, and we didn't. We went 6-7-0, 8-0, 7-0.
How do you do that with a guy who's not good at playing football?
We lost our ass down the stretch because DeAndre Hopkins, D-Hop, went out with an injury, and Kyler couldn't find anybody else. Zach Ertz, Christian Kirk, the rest of the guys on the team. He couldn't find anybody else. He kept trying to hand the ball off, and then he started blaming the team. So, yeah, he sucks pretty much as a football player at the NFL.
Fish Tank says he's pretty sure that Frank Clark died when he flipped his Corvette. Well, you have a different Frank Clark because Clark is spelled Clarke. It's a Clark with an E. So for that guy. So just so you know. Kiss the Cook says Kyler Murray's problem is being between 5'8" and 6 foot. Well, yeah, that's a problem. Can we spin the wheel of sports? I don't want you guys to fight about Kyler Murray anymore.
Well, I'm right, and
it was getting kind of chippy in here. Just saying. Here's something that's exciting. There is now a new 4-minute mile, actually sub 4-minute mile in high school. A high schooler has broke a record that stood since 1965. It was originally set by Jim Ryan back in 1965. 3 minutes, 58 seconds, 0.3. Well, this kid, a senior at Archbishop Wood High School in Pennsylvania, Gary Martin, which, by the way, Gary does not seem like a high school kid's name, does it? Gary seems like an accountant who's like got 2 ex-wives and a smoking problem.
Well, give him some time.
Still, Gary Martin, he ran a mile in 3 minutes, 57 seconds, 0.98.
Wow.
So, and without the aid of a pacer. So he broke that record right there. So that's the new standard. That's the new standard for a sub 4-minute mile. So that is something.
That's incredible.
Just don't know if I'd name a kid Gary these days. Do you run into a lot of kids named Gary?
No.
Doesn't it sound like
or anybody named Gary?
Well, I mean, there's been Garys in the day. I went to school with Garys, but I'm 51. And I worked for a guy named Gary once. He was a tool, but still, I'm just saying, you don't think of a kid like a little kid, Gary.
Gary.
Kind of strange. Lost Toby says Jimmy G to the Cardinals, Kyler to the Panthers, 2023 second and 5th round pick to the Niners, and 2023 to first to the Cardinals. Why don't you want Kyler on your 49ers?
Kyler needs to go away. He just needs to go play baseball.
Big George has looked it up, and according to an AP story, Fred Clark died in a hospital room from pneumonia.
Oh, boy.
That he caught when his river rafting raft turned over going over a waterfall. All right, I may have added that last part there, but he did die of pneumonia.
Okay.
Lost Toby actually has a fact on the name of Gary. He says all Garys are actually born adults. See what I'm saying?
No kidding.
You just don't usually get kids named Gary. Please spin the wheel, Randy. Hey, Randy, didn't Kurt Busch just win a race?
He did.
Yeah, that was the guy who
just won the race at Kansas. Yes.
So in the course of a week, here the good news is he won a race. The bad news is he lost a wife because Ashley Busch filed for divorce. He says, I am heartbroken to confirm that my wife Ashley and I are working to dissolve our marriage. Divorce is personal. Please respect her privacy. And but she says he committed a tortious act and their marriage is irretrievably broken. And she says problems started when he cut me off from the joint bank accounts and credit cards. You have to ask yourself, why would a guy do that? Maybe A, he's an a-hole, or B, perhaps there was something going on where he was like, I better protect the assets because she's crazy. So I don't know. I don't know what it is, but they were in some reality show together back in 2019 calling Racing Wives. I don't know I don't know what the deal was on her on that show, but I don't know if you could take that as any kind of reality because there's no reality in a reality show.
No.
But there is a prenup, just so you know. So he probably realized she was getting ready to do this and said, whoa, you can't just clear out the bank accounts. That's against the law. And so maybe he canceled some of these cards just to stop her from doing that. Clearing out some bank accounts before the lawyers had a chance to, carve things up. But boy, what do you do with that? Hey, I've won a race. Wait, what? You go home and the door, my key's not working.
Best day of your year, probably followed by worst day of your year a few days later.
Yeah.
Unless this is also the best day of his year. He's like,
that's true.
Thank God this is over.
Depending on the nature of that relationship. It just didn't sound the way he put it out there.
Yeah,
he was,
did you ever see any of that show, Randy? Racing Wise?
No. I don't watch fictional TV. I don't watch the Kardashians. I don't watch Basketball Wives of Atlanta. I don't watch any of that stuff.
Yeah, I wouldn't either. So, sorry, Kurt Busch, but hey, maybe it's for the better because it's starting to come into focus. She might be freezing.
Maybe.
I guess that's all the time we have. I had a bunch more stuff in the Wheel of Sports, but you'll have to wait until tomorrow. Everybody have a great night. Go Diamondbacks. Are they still winning? Please tell me they're still beating the Cubs.
Last time I checked, they were. Yes.
3-1, top of the fifth.
But
Celtics.
I don't want to say anything positive, so Big George might think that I'm actually positive.
Well, you should say something positive. It's a Daily Blender here on
Diamondbacks are
1580 The Fanatic. What?
Shining and strong, healthy and hydrated. Your hair can do it all. So get to Ulta Beauty's Gorgeous Hair Event happening now to see how you can take your hair to a whole new level. Discover beauty steals of up to 50% off hair care must-haves from brands like Lange, Ouidad, and Bumble and Bumble. Plus, amazing deals on Redken jumbo-sized shampoos and conditioners, just $29.99. This event ends May 28th. Shop in-store, online, or try curbside pickup today. Ulta Beauty. The possibilities are beautiful.
Hi, this is Nick LaCapria with the Daily Sports Quiz. Many people feel if you record 3,000 hits in a career, you should automatically be selected into the Hall of Fame. Do you know the first major league hitter to record 3,000 hits? The answer coming up.
Nick LaCapria's Daily Sports Quiz brings you a different question from the world of sports each day. If you want even more questions from the world of sports, visit Nick LaCapria's new website, sportstrivia.org. You can test your sports trivia knowledge and get answers to some great questions from the world of sports trivia. Sportstrivia.org. It's free, it's fun, and it's challenging. If you like the Daily Sports Quiz, you'll love sportstrivia.org.
The answer to today's Daily Sports Quiz: name the first major league player to record 3,000 hits in a career. The great Cap Anson. He was the first to do it. 3,000 hits. I'm Nick LaCapria with the Daily Sports Quiz.
This is Aaron Warby, host of the Bulls and the Bears Radio Hour. In the show, we try to teach the tools, rules, and strategies that traders and investors need to do better with their wealth and portfolio income. But most of the time, an hour is just not long enough. At Online Trading Academy,